Hello, fans, and welcome to This Day in Baseball, where we're going to bring you a full radio broadcast of today's game. And before we do that, I just want to thank Classic Baseball Radio, and there's a link in the notes where you can check out their full channel. They have many great radio broadcasts. And while you're listening to today's game, if you want to check out much more about the game and the players, look on the links below, and you're going to see links to player pages, the date the game happened, the year it happened, and the play-by-play. Enjoy the game, and check out the links while you're watching the game, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that every time new content comes out, you're going to get that firsthand. And thank you again for checking out This Day in Baseball, and enjoy the game.
Terry has just completed his warm-ups. He's headed for the Yankee dugout while Jack Sanford continues to throw, and right now he's wrapping that big right hand around an overhanded curveball, which he will rely on this afternoon. Once again, the weather, which of course was the big talk out here yesterday, the weather is just beautiful out here. A bright sun is shining. The Yankees are taking the field. His series is all tied up. The Yankees won the first game 6-2. The Giants won the second game 2-0. The Yankees won the third game 3-2. The Giants won the fourth game 7-3. And right now we have a ball tossing ceremony. Hall of Famer Bill Dickey, the Yankee great, is alongside the Yankee dugout, and Dickey will throw out the first ball. Bill Dickey, great catches of all time, a great Yankee, Hall of Famer. And all the boys out watching him. Bill, who used to be coach for these Yankees, he's got a tremendous hand. Bill Dickey, all poised, and he throws a strike out to Elston Howard. And Howard, as is the custom, returns the baseball, shakes hands with the great Hall of Famer Bill Dickey, and heads back to warm up Ralph Terry. George is much a part of the conversation around that batting cage as anything was certainly the great weather we're having here this afternoon.
Terrific, Joe. Even as late as last night, around 10 o'clock, the weatherman was not too sure we'd have a good day, but it has turned out to be a wonderful afternoon. A bright, sunshiny afternoon here at Yankee Stadium. As you said, a few clouds floating by, but that'll help the infielders and outfielders on these high fly balls. Well, we're ready to go. Chuck Hiller, the second baseman, steps in. A left-handed batter against the right-hander, Ralph Terry. Chuck's batting average at .267. Here's the first pitch of the game. It's outside. 1 ball and no strike. Chuck has 4 home runs in 15 trips to the plate. He has 1 home run, and that was a grand slam homer. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He swings and misses. Chuck tried to check it on a high fastball, but he'd gone too far. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boyer at third base is playing right on top of him. He's ready for the bunt. Everybody else on the infield is back. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball, he fouls it off. This one's going back in the upper deck.
Players didn't feel like the background would be too bad today because there would be more dark coats and sweaters and not as many white shirts. But with Terry pitching, the Yankees felt that it would be a bit of an edge because he comes directly overhanded and would be right in the middle of that crowd as far as the background is concerned. It's been a bit of a problem here.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball inside. This one a little bit off the corner. So the count is even to Hiller at 2-2. As Joe pointed out, a pitcher that comes straight overhand here has the advantage because he's throwing right out of the crowd in center field. Those that drop down a little from the side will be throwing out of the stands out there where it's black. Here's a fastball outside. 3-2. I said Hiller had 4 home runs. I meant 4 runs batted in. 1 home run. That was a grand slam homer in the last ball game. 1 homer, 4 runs batted in. Terry gets ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Outside, he walked him. Hiller walks on the 3-2 pitch. Puts a runner at first base. There's no one out, and the batter will be Jim Davenport, the third baseman. Jim's a right-handed batter. He has a .182 batting average. Been to the plate 11 times. He has 2 hits. No home runs, no runs batted in as yet. Chuck Hiller is on at first base here in the first inning. Terry checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Strike. He got a fastball over. This one around the knees. Davenport squared around, ready to bunt. Whether it was a bluff or not, we'll have to wait and see. Boyer is playing in close at third base, and of course Skowron holds against the runner at first base. Kubek and Richardson playing back. Terry taking a little time. Checks his sign. Here's a token toss over to first base. Hiller is back in plenty of time. The pitch to Davenport. Strike two. He got the curveball over. So Terry moves out in front of Jimmy Davenport with a strike two count. This is an all-important ball game, maybe even more so for the Yankees than the Giants, as the action will move to Candlestick Park in San Francisco on Friday for the 6th game. Of course, the Giants feel they have an edge at home. Another toss to first base, but Hiller, only standing a step or so off the bag, gets back in plenty of time. Here's the pitch. Fastball, he struck him out. Jimmy Davenport strikes out as Terry fired the fastball by him. That's one away, and the batter will be Matty Alou. Matty's been to the plate 7 times in this series. He's had 3 hits. .429 batting average. He has 1 run batted in.
George, he was a real hot hitter about the last month of the season. In fact, Hiller was saying that Lou was down to about 230, and he ended up around 290, so he really had to do some fancy hitting to get way up there.
This fellow's probably the fastest man in this series going to first base. Here's the first pitch. A curveball. He bounces it to Scour, and it is foul, just outside the line. Moose taking a step across the line to pick it up. A 1-strike count. Terry has thrown a lot of slow curves here in the first inning, and he will throughout the ball game. But he has the good live fastball, so you can't look for the curve, as Davenport might have been doing with 2 strikes on him, and he just blazed the fastball by him. A runner at first base, 1 out. We're in the first inning. There's no score in this ball game. Matty Alou standing in with a 1-strike count. Terry, normally a fast worker, taking a little time here in the first inning. Makes another throw to first base. Hiller getting practically no lead at all. Here's the pitch. A slow curve, and it's in there. And boy, he really pulled the string on that one, Joe.
You could see Alou just kind of give it the how do you do as he bowed. Nothing you can do when you get fooled so completely. Only you can hope for is that you don't come right out of those shoes, because he really had Matty Alou leaning forward. That's about as slow a curveball as he's throwing, George.
You can reach out and catch that kind. Terry gets set. Makes another throw to first base. Keller back. Here's the bad part about it. Alou now can't look for that slow curve because he might get that blazing fastball. Here's the pitch. Fastball. He pops it foul. This one's going out of play. Still strike 2. In case you joined us late, Chuck Hiller walked on a 3-2 pitch. Jim Davenport struck out. Matty Alou batting with a strike 2 count. Terry got a new baseball from Al Barlick. He didn't like that one. Tosses it in and gets another one. Barlick, the umpire behind the plate today. Charlie Berry is at first base. Stan Landis at second base. And Jim Honachik at third base. Hank Soares down the left field line. Ken Burkhart in right field. The pitch to Alou. He struck him out. A fastball around the knees, and Matty Alou strikes out. Well, it's 2 down, and the batter will be Willie Mays. Big round of applause for Willie as he comes on. Willie's been to the plate 17 times in this series. He's had 5 hits for a .294 batting average. He's looking for his first home run. He's batted in 1 run. Ralph Terry delivers a curve down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Yankees deep and pretty much straight away for Willie. Everybody back except Skowron, who's holding against the runner at first base. Willie right down on the end of the bat, waiting. Here's the pitch. Curve down low. A ball, 2, and a no-strike count. Well, the ball players were really disappointed over the rainout yesterday. They were anxious to get into action. We rode back to town on the Giant bus, and they were most anxious to play the ball game, but there was no chance to play it here yesterday. Ralph Terry looking in. Checks his runner at first base. The pitch to Mays. Here's a long belt that is curving foul down the left field line. Willie was waiting on the slow curve, and he belted it deep to left, but he pulled it foul.
Got that ball up and in, and Willie was really waiting for it, because that's one of those room service curveballs, and they get up in your eyes. You couldn't order it any better.
That's It's a ball 2 and a strike 1 count. The Giants have a runner at first base with 2 outs here in the first inning. There's no score in the ball game. The pitch to Mays. Fastball. He fouls it back. This will be in the upper deck. Whoops. Something coming out of the upper deck instead of a ball. Somebody reaching for the baseball lost their clipboard.
George, somebody's going to be without their ad-libs all afternoon because they're laying on the screen.
The count is even at 2-2 to Willie. Chuck Hiller leading off at first base. Chuck's not getting very far off the bag. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Down low. Got it over the plate, but too low. 3-2 to Mays. That means Hiller will be moving on this pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. A scoreless ball game in the first inning. Ralph Terry against Jack Sanford here this afternoon. Beautiful baseball afternoon in Yankee Stadium. Here's a throw to first base. Once again, Hiller takes 1 step and he's back on the bag. He's showing a lot of respect for Terry's move to first base, getting practically no lead at all. Ralph gets set. Here's a 3-2 pitch. A ground ball foul. This one off the third base side. Still 3-2 to Willie.
George, it always used to tickle me the different instructions you get with different type hitters. If about a 230 or 240 hitter is up and you're on first base, they say, now get a good jump so you can break up that double play or get that guy out of there. But if a good hitter like a Mays is up there, they do what they're telling Hiller. Stay here and don't you get picked off. Let Willie swing.
That's right, Joe. You get picked off with Mays hitting and shoot you. Here's the pitch. Here's a liner to left field. Tresh racing in. He's got it. Willie Mays hit the ball hard. A line drive straight to Tommy Tresh in left field. For the Giants in the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left. And the score at the end of the first half, the first inning, the Giants nothing, the Yankees coming to bat.
We'll be back with more exciting action from the 5th game of the 1962 World Series after this.
Your lawn could die of thirst this summer if it has to depend on the weather to get the water it needs. So be sure you've got quality hoses you can depend on from True Value hardware stores. Hi, Pat Summerall to tell you True Value nylon reinforced vinyl hoses are designed to stand up to the heat and remain flexible in cold weather. And right now you can get their 60-foot True Value hose for $9.99 or the super rugged 75-foot length for $14.99. Both have 5/8-inch inner diameter and are available only from participating True Value hardware stores.
There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. For what you do, you know the king of beers is coming through.
And now, more action from Game 5 of the 1962 World Series.
Well, we move along into the bottom of the first inning. There's no score in the ball game. Tony Kubek will lead off for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Bobby Richardson, then Tommy Tresh. Jack Sanford is taking his warm-up tosses. During the regular season, Jack won 24 games and lost 7. And, of course, he was the winner in the second game of this World Series by a score of 2-0, that game being pitched at Candlestick Park out in San Francisco. Kubek has been to the plate 17 times in the series. He's had 4 hits for a .235 batting average. He's looking for his first home run and his first run batted in. Another big crowd on hand today, although we do see a few empty seats here today. Kubek, a left-handed batter, waiting on Jack Sanford. Jack goes into the windup. Here's his first pitch. Fastball, it's in there. 1 strike to Kubek. Giants had a runner at first base in the first inning. In case you joined us late, Hiller drew a walk to open the game, but he was stranded there as Terry got the next 3 batters. Here's the pitch to Tony. Fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Giants play Kubek straight away, even a little bit toward left field. Tony will hit the ball into left and left center a lot. Sanford gets ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A line drive up the middle. Hiller gets his glove on it, but he can't hold it. Kubek is on at first base. A low liner through the middle. Hiller racing over, trying to make a backhand stop. Got his glove on it, but he couldn't hold it. It'll be a single for Tony Kubek. So the Yankees have a runner at first base. No one out, and the batter is Bobby Richardson. Bobby's been to the plate 17 times in this series. He has 2 hits for a 1.18 batting average.
They've been doing a real good job on Richardson with high fastballs and making him hit to the right side and just shifting the defense that way.
Sanford ready. Now he steps off, bluffing Kubek back. Davenport playing in close at third. Jimmy is about a step in front of the bag. Moving in a little closer. Here's the pitch to Bobby. He bunts down the third baseline. It's foul. It was not the sacrifice type. Bobby was bunting for the base hit. Dropped the bat at the last moment. Pulled it outside the line. A 1-strike count to Bobby Richardson. Little right-handed hitting second baseman. In the last 2 series that Bobby has played in, he has reached great heights. In this series, as Joe said, they've been pitching him well. He's not been able to get off the ground so far. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Fastball, it's too low. Sanford got that one over the plate, but it was below the knees.
A lot of times when a fellow will bunt that ball for the base hit, bunt and foul, and then run the count to 1-1, where Richardson is right now, he can handle that bat, and with Kubek on, you certainly have to be alive for a possible hit-and-run play to break up that infield, because Richardson likes to hit with those infielders moving.
Sanford checks his runner. Now he steps off again. He has that in mind, Joe, as he's keeping Kubek close to first base. Bobby Richardson waiting. Makes a quick throw to first, almost a wild throw. McCovey knocked it down.
Well, one of the big things that tells the Yankees is that there is no pitch-out play on, because when you have a pitch-out play on, you don't want your pitcher to be thrown over there. Just hold him close and give you a chance to make the play. And anytime you see a pitcher throw over to first base, you know there's no pitch-out on. And unless Howard wants to put one on right now, you're fairly safe in assuming that there's nothing going on as far as the Giants putting on a play.
Sanford gets set. Here's another throw to first. Kubek back in time.
It's a good way to break up a play, though, George. As you well know, having that pitcher constantly thrown over there, because if Kubek don't get the good jump, he don't run.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bobby swings and hits a grounder foul down the first baseline. That one was hit like a bullet just outside the line. Charlie Berry, the first base umpire, who was standing right on the line, quickly gave the sign it was foul. Bobby trying to hit behind the runner through the hole between first and second. Getting it outside the line, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the first inning. There's no score in the ball game. The Yankees have a runner at first base with no one out. Sanford taking a little time as he looks in. Here's the pitch. A ground ball hit to the second baseman. Might be a double. He bobbles the ball. Everybody's safe. Was all set to make the double play. A big bouncer near the bag at second, and in his anxiety to flip it over to Pagan, it dropped out of his glove and everybody's safe. It was a tailor-made double play. Big hop and all, but Chuck let it get away from him at the last moment. So the Yankees have runners at first and second. No one out, and the batter will be Tom Tresh. Tommy will be batting left-handed against the right-hander Jack Sanford. Been to the plate 17 times. He has 6 hits for a .353 batting average. So Sanford is in a hole here in the first inning. 2 on with no one out. No score in the ball game. Davenport in close, looking for the bunt from third base. McCovey is playing in a couple of steps. He's ready for the bunt. The pitch to Tresh. Here's a drive back. It's going to have a double play, maybe a triple play. Here's a throw to second. Saved. Tommy Tresh hit a line drive back to Sanford, who speared it. He had a triple play, if he'd have realized it, Joe.
I think Sanford forgot that the man was on at second base because he took a couple steps and then flipped the ball, and then you could see him shake his fist, and now he's standing on a mound with his hands on his hips. He has forgotten, I'm almost certain, that Kubek was on at second base because Tony was about 15 feet from second base, and George, as you so quickly said, it could have been a triple play if he wheels and fires to Pagan, who was Johnny on the spot.
If he throws to second first, he has a triple play easily enough because McCovey, after taking the throw and getting Richardson, threw down to Pagan, and it was very close on Kubek. Both runners were moving. So there's 2 outs with a runner at second base, and the batter is Mickey Mantle. Well, it's the little excitement and pressure of the World Series that causes things like that. You just don't pick things up as quickly as you normally would. The pitch to Mantle. Strike. He got a fastball over. Mickey's been to the plate 15 times. He has 2 hits. A 133 batting average. Sanford really helping himself out of a jam as he speared that line drive. It was headed for center field. What a great play, and there's 2 outs now with a runner at second base. Mickey Mantle right down on the end of the bat. Here's the pitch. Ball, it's too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mickey is looking for his first home run in this World Series. He's hit a lot of balls hard, but so far he has not been able to get under the ball. Most of his hard shots have been line drives. The wind is blowing today into right and right center field. Not a strong breeze, just enough to move the flag on the flagpole in deep center field. Sanford taking a little time, looks in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Fastball over the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Mantle. The Yankees have a runner at second base with 2 outs here in the first inning. There's no score.
So far, he hasn't thrown any curveballs, all fastballs. In contrast to the way Marichal pitched, for example. Marichal threw a lot of slow curveballs and got Mantle twice with the slow curveball, but Sanford is relying on that good fastball that he has, and he's just been moving it in and out. We mentioned before the ball game, Tom Howard, the catcher, says there's no getting ahead of Mantle or Maris and working on him. They start working on him from the very first pitch.
Well, Mickey wanted Al Barlick to have a look at the baseball. Sanford tossed it in, and Barlick looked it over and tossed it right back to him. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sanford is making Mantle wait. Mickey staying right in the batter's box. Jack gets ready. Here's the pitch. In the dirt with a fastball. Haller made a nice play as he scooped it up. That'll even the count at 2-2. No score in the first inning. Tony Kubek is down at second base with 2 outs. Mantle taking a little time as he gets out of the box and steps back in. A ball 2 and a strike 2 count. Sanford checks his runner at second base. The pitch to Mantle. Outside. That one was close. Fastball just off the corner. 3-2 to Mickey. Well, Marichal threw him curveballs, Joe, on the 3-2 pitch. Slow curveballs. So we'll check Sanford to see what the pitching pattern might be. Right here in the first inning, it's 3-2 to Mickey. Sanford certainly will be trying to keep it away from him. He's ready. Here's the pitch. Fastball. He hits it on the ground to the first baseman. McCovey bobbled it. The second baseman, Hiller, picks it up and throws to first. He's safe. McCovey let the ball get away from him. Hiller picked it up, made the throw to Sanford in time to get Mantle, but he pulled him off the bag. Well, we'll have to wait. There's an error on the play. It's charged against McCovey. Kubek stopping at third base, so the Yankees have runners at first and third with 2 outs, and the batter will be Roger Maris. Joe, a very unusual play, and they almost got him.
Almost got him is right, George, and one play where if it just gets a little bit past the pitcher covering, the run's going to score because Haller cannot back up the play. He had to protect home plate, so there was nobody backing up the play. It was a real gamble throw by Chuck Hiller. You always like to see that in a ball player coming back after making an error. To gamble and try to get his man. Sanford has been in a lot of trouble in this first inning, but he's been really blowing his neck and pitching out of it. Let's see what happens.
Here's Roger Maris. The first pitch, a swing and a miss. There goes Mantle to second. There'll be no throw down to second base. McCovey was playing deep at first base, giving Mantle a lot of room, and Mickey racing into second base. Well, they have runners at second and third with 2 outs. A 1-strike count to Roger Maris. Raj has 3 hits in this series and 13 trips. .231 batting average. Maris has 4 runs batted in. He has no home runs. A 1-strike count. Sanford looking in. The pitch to Raj. Down around the knees, a strike 2 count. Sanford coming in with an overhand curveball around the knees. Once again, the Giants are in the ship. They have 3 infielders on the right side. McCovey, Hiller, and Pagan. A ground ball to the shortstop position would get a couple of runs in here. Sanford taking a lot of time. Gets ready. The pitch to Maris. Outside. Fastball high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Davenport is deep at third and wide of the bag. But there's a lot of room between Davenport and Pagan, who is playing almost a normal second base position. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here's a fly ball hit to left field. Alou going back. He's there waiting. Got it. Roger Maris flies to Alou in left field. No runs in the inning on 1 hit. There were 2 errors. 2 men left, and the score at the end of 1 full inning of play. The Giants nothing, the Yankees nothing.
Game 5 of the World Series of 1962 continues after this.
Norm, we've all been talking.
Can't hear you. My engine's knocking.
I was saying, we've decided you're out of the carpool.
Out of charcoal? Don't even own a hibachi.
No, out of the carpool, Norm.
Oh, but I've been driving to work with you guys for 3 years.
We can't take it any longer.
Is it because they keep the windows down in the winter?
No, Norm.
And up in the summer?
It's your engine. It knocks. It runs on.
What? I can't hear you.
Fill up with Amoco Premium Lead-Free or we're through with you.
Barbecue? I told you, don't own a hibachi.
Get Amoco Premium Lead-Free.
Oh.
It's got 14 benefits. Gives good mileage, helps stop engine run-on, and knock.
I'm sorry, what?
Knock.
Huh?
Knock, knock.
I love these jokes. Who's there?
Norm.
Norm who?
Norm, Amoco Premium Lead-Free.
I don't get it.
At 92 octane, that's higher than most other lead-frees. You'll solve performance problems from the very first tankful.
Sure, I'm thankful, but I got a better idea.
Boy.
I'm going to use Amoco Premium Lead-Free.
Hot dog.
Okay, you win, but I got to get a hibachi first.
Amoco gasolines. You expect more from a leader.
You're listening to a classic World Series from the archives of NBC Radio Sports. Game 5 of the World Series of 1962.
Well, the Yankees threatened in the bottom of the first, but failed to score. They picked up a single and 2 errors by the Giants, but Jack Sanford was equal to the occasion, and he got the ever-dangerous Roger Maris on a fly to left with 2 on and 2 out. Willie McCovey will lead off for the Giants in the second inning. He'll be followed by Philippe Alou, and then the catcher, Tom Haller. McCovey is a big left-handed batter. He's been to the plate 7 times in this series. He's had 1 hit. That was a long home run off Terry in San Francisco. 143 batting average. Ralph ready? Here's the pitch. Fastball, it's in there. 1 strike to McCovey. The Yankees are deep and far around to the right for Willie. They play him to pull all the way. Here's the pitch. Another fastball. He swings and misses. Strike 2 to McCovey.
Terry's keeping that ball inside, and the home run that McCovey hit, the thing that surprised Terry was not this big fella's power, but how the ball was able to stay fair because it was way inside. He thought it would curve foul.
Willie waiting. The 2-strike pitch. Inside, a fastball that pushed him back. 1-2 to McCovey. Oh, he's right down on the end of the bat. Big bat looks like a toothpick in his hands as he waves it around. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He struck him out. Threw the fastball by him, and Willie McCovey goes down swinging. That's 3 strikeouts for Ralph Terry. 1 away, and the batter will be the left fielder, Philippe Alou. Philippe has been to the plate 14 times, and he has 3 hits for a .214 average. Right-handed batter waiting on Ralph Terry. Here's the first pitch. He swings and sends a fly ball to center field. Mantle is waiting on it. He's got it. There's 2 outs. Alou goes out on the first pitch on a fly to Mickey Mantle. That'll bring up the catcher, Tom Haller. Tom's been to the plate 7 times. He has 3 hits for a .429 batting average. He has 1 home run and 2 runs batted in. A scoreless ball game. We're in the top of the second inning. 2 outs with no one on. Here's the first pitch to Haller. Curveball down low. 1 ball, no strike.
George, here's one fella I know is looking for a slow curveball. During batting practice, they were taking at least 6 swings, and he asked Larry Jansen for nothing but curveballs. Jansen throws an overhanded curveball, much like the one Terry throws.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. Fastball, he bunts it down the third baseline. If it stays fair, it is foul. Boy, you're letting it roll. He had no chance to get him. Just let the bunt roll at the last moment, just before it hit the bag. It rolled outside the line. That was the last thing in the world, Joe, the Yankees were looking for, was a bunt. And Haller had it beaten out.
Coming from that big catcher, Boyer was way back, and you could understand why. And if it stays fair, he could walk down there. Yes, sir, that was the last thing they expected.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Slow curve. He hits it on the ground foul down the first baseline. This one skipping into the corner where the umpire, Ken Burkhardt, picks it up. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tom Haller. Big, tall, left-handed hitting catcher. A scoreless ball game. We're in the top of the second inning. The all-important 5th ball game of this series. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curve, he hits this one foul over near the Yankee dugout. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tomorrow's an off day. Everybody traveling back to the coast, and the World Series will open in Candlestick Park on Friday for the 6th game of the series. Then game number 7, if necessary, will be played on Saturday. Terry into the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Slow curve. He hits it hard. Richardson scoops it up. Here's the throw to first. He's out. A low liner. Bobby Richardson playing it on the short hop. Flips it over to Bill Skowron in time to get his man. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score at the end of the first half of the second inning. The Giants nothing, the Yankees nothing.
Back with more action from this classic World Series game of 1962 after this.
Now listen, but listen quick, because it comes and goes just like that. The Pennzoil Chaparral, driven by national champion Johnny Rutherford. Here it comes again, all bright and brilliant in its traditional Pennzoil yellow color. That's a $40,000 engine that just roared by, turning out 9,500 torturous RPM. Does it mile after hard-running mile, race after race after race. The Pennzoil Chaparral. It has Pennzoil written on it and Pennzoil in it. Protection for a winner. Pennzoil Motor Oil. Protection for cars like the Chaparral and cars like yours. Ask for it.
America has asked for Pennzoil since America learned to drive. Pennzoil, we ask for motor oil. Pennzoil.
NBC Radio is presenting a rebroadcast of Game 5 of the 1962 World Series. The San Francisco Giants versus the New York Yankees.
Elston Howard will lead off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the second inning, followed by Bill Skowron, then Cletus Boyer. No scores. We move into the bottom of the second. The Giants have no runs, no hits. They've made 2 errors. The Yankees, no runs on 1 hit. They have no errors. The Yankees had base runners all over the place in the first inning, but Sanford getting Maris on a fly to left to end the threat. Here's Howard, a right-handed batter. 3 hits and 10 trips for an even .300 batting average. Giants play him straight away, deep in the outfield. Everybody back on the infield. Here's the pitch. Inside, a fastball that got away from Sanford, almost hit him. 1 ball, no strike. That one was high and tight. Lou made a great play on Howard earlier in this series. On a line drive, he hit the deep left field. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it back. This one coming into the press box. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees batting in the bottom of the second inning. No score in the ball game. Jack Sanford against Ralph Terry here this afternoon. Jack taking a little time as he looks in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curve, he swings and misses. Bad curveball breaking down and away to Howard. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Elliott taking a couple of turns around the batter's box before he gets back in. He knew it was a bad curve, but he'd gone too far with his swing. Here's the pitch. Ball outside. 2-2 to Howard. Sanford thought he caught the corner with that one. And the on-deck circle is Bill Skowron for the Yankees. Elston Howard right down on the end of the bat, waiting. Sanford still looking in. Takes the long look now. He is stepping off the rubber. And as he does, Elston Howard gets out. A ball 2 and a strike 2 count. Here's the pitch to Ellie. Curve, it's in the dirt. This one gets away from Haller, going back to the screen. So it's 3-2. It's almost the same pitch that he got Elston to swing at before.
Pitchers have different ways of shaking a catcher's sign off. The easy way is to just nod your head no. The other way is to flick the glove. The one Sanford is using is where he's just staring the catcher around. Just keeps looking in until you give him the pitch that he wants.
He gets ready, and here's the 3-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Threw the curveball on the 3-2 pitch, and Elston Howard strikes out. Strikeout number 1 for Sanford. 1 away, and the batter will be Bill Skowron. The Moose has 3 hits and 8 trips. 375 batting average. He has 1 run batted in. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 1 out with no one on, no score in the game. Sanford delivers. Ball in tight. 1 ball, no strike. As Joe told you, the Giants scatter out all over the place for Bill Skowron. There's no way to play him. He hits to all fields. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A swing and a miss, and the bat flies out of his hand. Goes all the way past Rossetti in the third base coach's box.
When they hit the triple over Willie Mays' head, Moose said that the first time Willie got on, he said, "Come on, Moose. I'm tired. Don't make me run." 461 in dead center field here, and to hit a ball over Willie Mays' head, you really have to tattoo it. Skowron, tremendous power.
It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to the Moose. He gets his bat back. Stepping in to face Sanford. Sanford is throwing a hard curveball here today. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball down low. Ball 2 and strike 1.
That fastball he's turning loose inside, moving him back, isn't hurting that curveball either. He's got these guys going back a little bit and really snapping it off.
Jack gets ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball, another one high and inside, and the Moose claiming he was hit by the pitch. But Al Barlick says no, and Skowron protesting that the ball hit him on the hand as he was getting out of the way. Al Barlick said no, it did not, so Skowron will be stepping back in with a ball 3 and a strike 1 count. As Joe said, Sanford is keeping the fastball in tight, and he's coming low and away with a curveball to keep the Yankee batters off balance. Bill stepping back in. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Foul ball back to the screen. 3-2 to Skowron. Cletus Boyer's in the on-deck circle. Yankees batting in the 2nd inning. No score in the ball game. Sanford threw a curveball to Howard on the 3-2 pitch. We'll be watching to see what he throws Skowron in this spot.
You'll see Sanford change baseballs a lot during the course of the afternoon. Right now he's getting a new one. He's one of those pitchers that just has to feel right in his hand. And all baseballs, of course, are supposed to be the same, but there are little changes, like maybe a little higher seam, or it just doesn't feel right. And if it doesn't, Sanford, he'll find that spot that doesn't feel right, and new baseball. He'll change a lot of them.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. A swing and a miss, a curveball, and he struck him out. Bill Skowron strikes out on the curve. That's 2 outs. And the batter will be Cleet Boyer. Sanford refusing to give in to these batters. Coming into 2 straight hitters on a 3-2 count with a curveball. There's Boyer, 4 hits and 13 trips.
That's been a big difference in this fellow's pitching. In other years, he gets 3 and 2, he would just rear back and fire that great fastball and match his fastball against the hitter. But against Howard and Skowron, he just wouldn't give in to him, and he went to the curveball and got it over and got a big strikeout.
Here's the pitch to Boyer. A ground ball hit to the shortstop. Pagan has it. Here's a throw to first. He's out. Cletus Boyer goes out short to first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score at the end of 2, the Yankees nothing and the Giants nothing.
This original 1962 World Series broadcast will continue on the NBC Radio Network.
Wendy ain't no reason to go anyplace else.
We were sitting at Wendy's feeling absolutely superior, eating Wendy's Super Chicken Sandwich, real boneless breast of chicken. While at another famous establishment, people were actually eating something referred to as processed chicken. Well, I said to my wife Bambi and daughter Buffy, some people just don't know what's real.
Wendy ain't no reason to go anyplace else.
The Bell System presents Miss Ella Fitzgerald.
Talk to the children. Talk to the children. Share a little secret. Share a little laugh. Growing up so far away. Growing up so fast. Grandma's calling. Yeah, goodbye. What's the food? We miss you. Talk to the children. Reach out and touch someone. Reach out, call up and
NBC Radio Sports is presenting a classic World Series broadcast. Game 5 of 1962, featuring superstars Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Willie Mays, and Willie McCovey.
Well, at the end of 2, the Yankees, no runs on 1 hit and no errors. The Giants, no runs, no hits, and they've made 2 errors. José Pagán, the shortstop, will be the leadoff man. He'll be followed by Jack Sanford, then Chuck Hiller. Pagan has been to the plate 10 times. He has 5 hits for an even .500 batting average. Jose has driven in 1 run. He was the man that broke the scoreless streak for Whitey Ford with a bunt single. The Yankees are going to play in close on the infield. Jose, a fast base runner and a good bunter. Terry delivers a curve. He swings and misses. 1 strike. Jose looked like he might have been waiting on the curveball. He really had a riffle at it. A 1 strike count. Boyer moving in a little closer at third base. Terry into the windup. Here's the pitch. A line drive to center field. A shot up the middle. And Pagan gets the first Giant hit. A line shot to center field. The runner at first with no one out. And the batter will be Jack Sanford, the pitcher. Here's Jack coming on. A big round of applause for Sanford. Oh, he's been quite a pitcher in this World Series. Shut the Yankees out in the second game of the series, 2-0. He's blanked them through the first 2 innings here today. Right now, he's checking with Whitey Lockman, the coach at third base, to see if the bunt sign is in order. Boyer evidently thinks so. He's right in on top of Sanford. Here's the pitch. Strike. He got a fastball over. Sanford squared around, ready to bunt. Pulled the bat back, and Barlick went up with the right hand.
He'll have to bunt that ball on that first base line, George, the way Boyer is right in on top of him, unless Alvin Dark may want to switch off and start his man at first base. The Yankees have a play that they use, too. Now, it's a pickoff play, and now we got all kinds of conferences. Lockman talking to Sanford, Terry talking to Skowron, and Pagan and Jansen talking. And I'm sure Jansen's talking about that very play, which is one where Skowron will break in about 4 quick steps on a given signal and then break back towards the bag and take the throw from the pitcher, hoping that they can get that base runner.
Well, we're ready to go. Sanford back in. A 1 strike count. Terry makes a quick throw to first. Pagan back in time. Boyer still coming in. Here's the pitch. He bunts down the first baseline. It's a good one. Skowron picks it up, throws to Bobby Richardson in time for the out as Pagan moves down to second base. So the sacrifice works for the Giants. They have a runner at second with 1 out, and the batter will be Chuck Hiller, the second baseman. Chuck drew a walk to start this ball game. Left-handed batter with a .267 batting average. It was a grand slam home run by this fella that broke up the ball game on Monday. Terry taking a little time as he looks in. Here's the first pitch. A swing and a foul. This one bouncing out of the mid of Howard. One strike. A scoreless ball game. We're in the top of the third inning. Each team with one hit. Giants put Sanford in a hole in the first inning with 2 errors, but he pitched out of it. Chuck Hiller choking the bat. Waits on Terry. Here's the pitch. Curveball. He hits it to left field. It's going to be trouble. Tresh racing over. He can't get it. It bounces by him. Here's a run coming in. Hiller on his way to second. Sliced a fly ball down the left field line. Tresh racing over near the line. Couldn't get it. It bounced by him. Pagan coming in to score, and Hiller raced to second with a double. So the Giants have taken a 1-0 lead here in the third inning. The batter is Jim Davenport. Jimmy struck out his first time at bat. Right-handed batter. Terry delivers a fastball up high. 1 ball, no strikes. Elston Howard calling time as he races out to the mound for a conference with Terry. So Chuck Hiller drives in the first run of this 5th game with a slicing double into the corner in left field. And you can hear the Giant fans all over this stadium as they start their rhythmic applause.
These Giants have been able to use the little things in baseball and make them pay off. The little sacrifice bunt here by Sanford moved a man in the scoring position. In the first game where Terry and Sanford hooked up, it was the bunt in that first inning after Hiller had doubled that set it up. Sacrifice bunt by Felipe Alou, so the little bunt figuring very prominently.
Here's the pitch to Davenport. He swings and misses through the fastball by him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pagan opened this inning with a single to center field. Jack Sanford sacrificed, and Chuck Hiller sliced a double to left. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A ground ball hit the third. Boyer has it. Flips it over to Skowron in plenty of time to get Davenport, as Hiller has to hold on at second base. Well, there's 2 down, and the batter will be the right fielder, Matty Alou. Matty was a strikeout victim his first time at bat. Bud Daly, a left-hander, is throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees in deep right field. It's a 1-0 ball game. The Giants are out in front. Hiller at second base with 2 outs. The pitch to Alou. Slow curve. He hits it foul down the first baseline. 1 strike. Matty got out in front of that one. Drilled it hard through the coach's box. Terry getting a new baseball from Al Barlick. Calls time as he goes back to the rosin bag. 1 run on 2 hits for the Giants. No runs on 1 hit for the Yankees. Matty Alou standing in with a 1-strike count. Terry delivers a curve. He hits it on the ground to the shortstop. Kubek has it. Flips it to first. He is out on a close play. And boy, it was close as Alou was really flying down the first baseline. 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. No errors, 1 man left, and the score at the end of the first half of the third inning, the Giants 1, the Yankees nothing.
We'll be back with more exciting action from the 5th game of the 1962 World Series after this.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
World Series Classics is brought to you on WTMJ, Milwaukee.
Oscar Brown Jr., star of public television from Jump Street, headlines the entertainment at the 8th Annual Community Arts Festival, sponsored by the Milwaukee Inner City Arts Council. Brown is noted for his unique interpretation of Afro-American history through the use of song, dance, and verse. I'm Marie Crockett, inviting you to see and hear Oscar Brown Jr. and a magnificent lineup of entertainers at the Community Arts Festival Saturday and Sunday, August 1st and 2nd at the Performing Arts Center. Festival gates open at 11:30 a.m. It's free.
And now, more action from Game 5 of the 1962 World Series.
Ralph Terry will lead it off for the Yankees in the bottom of the third inning, followed by Kubek and then Bobby Richardson. A 1-0 ball game. The Giants are out in front. A single by Pagan, a sacrifice, and a double by Chuck Hiller, getting the run across in the top of this inning. Terry's a right-handed batter. Sanford looking into Haller to get the sign. Here's the pitch to Ralph. Fastball right down the middle. One strike. Ralph choking the bat as he waits on Sanford. Here's the pitch. A curve, he swings and misses. This one breaking down in the dirt. A strike 2 count. Sanford has not been getting the curveball over, but he's been getting the Yankee batters to swing at it, which is just as good. Here's the pitch. He tries to bunt, he missed it. So Terry is out on strike. Ralph was going to bunt with 2 strikes on him. Sanford came in with another curveball that broke down in the dirt. Terry bunted at it and missed. Strikeout number 3 for Sanford. That's 1 away. And the batter will be Tony Kubek.
The difference in the curveballs has been that Terry's has been a slow one where the Giant hitters have been able to follow it, whereas Sanford has been throwing that hard curveball, that dive bomber, and they've been kind of just nipping at it. They haven't really been able to follow it. It's been breaking off at the last minute.
Here's Kubek, who lined a single to center field to open the ball game for the Yankees. Left-handed batter. Sanford delivers a fastball. It's in there. 1 strike. 1-0. The Giants lead the Yankees. We're in the bottom of the third inning. 1 out with no one on. Sanford delivers a fastball up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the 6th game of this series at Candlestick Park, Billy Pierce will be the pitcher for the Giants, and more than likely Bill Stafford for the Yankees. Although Houck said he could use Whitey Ford if he desires. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside again. Ball 2 and strike 1.
Very interesting question was asked of Houck. Newspaper man asked Houck if the outcome of this game would determine the pitcher. He said no. He said, I've made up my mind already. I know who's going to pitch, but I'm not going to announce it until the workout in San Francisco.
A ball 2 and a strike 1 count. The pitch to Kubek. He swings and pops it up into shallow center field. Pagan is going out, calling for it. The shortstop has it. Tony Kubek pops to the shortstop. That's 2 down. And the batter will be Bobby Richardson. Bobby was safe on an error back in the first inning. Chuck Hiller booted his ground ball. Bobby has 2 hits and 18 trips. The Giants won, the Yankees nothing here in the third inning. Sanford delivers a curve. It's high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Giants play Bobby straight away, not too deep. Bobby, a line drive hitter, will hit to all fields. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sanford has the Yankees swinging at bad pitches today. That's to his credit that he is so deceptive. But it looks like a strike until the last moment. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside, a fastball off the corner. Ball 2 and strike 1. Most of the bad pitches they swung at have been breaking balls. Curves down and away. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He swings and pops it up on the infield. Willie McCovey at first base is calling for it. He's got it. The side's retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score, at the end of 3, the Giants won, the Yankees nothing.
Game 5 of the World Series of 1962 continues after this.
Morning seemed to start out better. You seem to go much better when you start the day together. Maxwell House and you get that girl to the last of feeling. Just Maxwell House, only Maxwell House.
A taste of feeling like no other coffee. Always good to the last drop.
Maxwell House.
George brought his boss home for dinner with no warning.
How'd it go?
I had to work fast, so I started a quiche.
Eggs to the rescue.
Right, they're easy.
And elegant.
And economical. You know, at 90 cents a dozen, large eggs are just 60 cents a pound.
I know.
Didn't my mother call? No, I left the cooking to George, and his boss was so impressed, he's moving him up in the company.
Really?
Right, up to the 10th floor restaurant. They need a new chef.
The incredible edible egg. Sponsored by the American Egg Board.
You're listening to a classic World Series from the archives of NBC Radio Sports. Game 5 of the World Series of 1962.
Well, at the end of 3, it's a 1-0 ball game. The Giants are out in front of the Yankees. Willie Mays will lead off for San Francisco. He'll be followed by Willie McCovey and then Philippe Alou. Mays lined the ball to Tresh in the first inning. He's 0 for 1 in this game. Willie with 5 hits and 18 trips to the plate. Ralph Terry looking in. Here's the pitch to Willie. Curveball. He bounces it foul behind the plate. 1 strike. The Giants picked up a run in the 3rd inning. That's been the only scoring in this game. A single by Pagan, a sacrifice bunt, and a double by Chuck Hiller getting the run in. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Ball up high. Willie checked his swing in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giants have 1 run on 2 hits. The Yankees have no runs on 1 hit. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Strike 2. Fastball over the inside corner. Willie stepped back. Al Barlick went up with the right hand. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terry ready. The pitch, a swing and a foul tip. Terry coming in with a slow curve. Mays foul tipped it out of the mid of Elston Howard. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Boy, it's turned out to be a beautiful afternoon here in New York. Bright, sunshiny afternoon, a few clouds drifting by. Terry into the windup. The pitch to Mays. Down low. Curve breaking down and away. The count is even at 2-2. Terry checks the sign. The 2-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Terry threw the fastball right on by Willie Mays. Strikeout number 4 for Ralph. There's 1 away, and the batter will be Willie McCovey. McCovey struck out his first time at bat.
Both these pitchers so far have really had great control of all their pitches. That fastball was out on that outside corner. Terry wanted to hit that corner as Howard gave him the target, and he hit it. Sanford has just been great with his control.
McCovey, a big left-handed batter, waiting. Here's the first pitch. Curveball, it's in there. 1 strike. Terry struck McCovey out on a high fastball back in the 2nd inning. Starts him off here in the 4th with a slow curve. Ralph ready. The pitch. Inside. This one pushed him back. 1 ball, 1 strike. A 1-0 ball game. We're in the 4th inning. Giants out in front. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball hit on the ground foul over near the Yankee dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The short right field fence here in Yankee Stadium makes a very inviting target to Willie McCovey. Of course, fences don't mean too much to this fellow. When he gets a hold of one, it goes. Terry checking the sign. He didn't like that one. He steps off, waving into Howard to start over. Here's the pitch. A ground ball hit to the second baseman. Bobby Richardson has it. The throw to first. He's out. Willie McCovey goes out. Second to first. That's 2 down, and the batter will be Philippe Ballou. Philippe sent a fly ball to Mantle in center field back in the second inning. Strong right-handed batter.
He's been jumping on that first ball in this series, Lou, and he's been hitting the ball hard.
This fella has shown no concern at all for the sun field here in left field. Philippe has been doing a wonderful job in left field. Here's the pitch. Curveball. It's in there. 1 strike to Alou. 2 outs with no one on in the top of the 4th inning. The Giants won, the Yankees nothing. Terry pounds his glove. Here's the pitch. Slow curve hit down the left field line. It is fair ball into the corner. It gets by Tresh. Here's Alou on his way to second, around second, on his way to third. Mantle is throwing the ball in. They're going to hold him at third base. Philippe Alou lined one into the corner in left field. It caromed off the fence. Got by Tommy Tresh. Went all the way into deep left center. Mickey Mantle backing up the play at the 402 sign. Fired it into the infield, and they held Alou at third base.
George, you could see the third base coach, Whitey Lockman, just waiting for the handling of the relay. Kubek was the middleman on that play, and had Mantle not been able to hit the relay man, with 2 outs, you can bet that Whitey Lockman would have waved Alou in. But once Mantle hit his relay man, Kubek, Lockman put up the stop sign because Kubek threw a strike, which was cut off by Scarron as it headed towards Elston Howard.
Here's Tom Haller, the big catcher. Terry delivers a fastball in tight. 1 ball, no strike. Very alert fielding by Mantle. Otherwise, Alou would have had an inside-the-park home run. As that ball hit the fence and skipped by Tresh, went all the way into left center. Here's the pitch. Curveball, it's in there. A ball and a strike to Haller. A runner at third base with 2 outs here in the 4th inning. The Giants lead 1-0. Haller bounced to the second baseman his first time at bat. Terry into the windup. The pitch. Ball in tight. Ball 2 and strike 1. Both Scarron and Richardson are very deep and near the line for Haller. They're playing him to pull all the way. Here's the 2-1 pitch. There's a liner to right. Maris racing in. He's there. Makes the catch. Tom Haller lined the ball straight to Maris in right field. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 man left, and the score at the end of the first tie at the 4th inning. The Giants won. The Yankees nothing.
Back with more action from this classic World Series game of 1962 after this.
Excuse me, sir, but what's that you're raising up there?
That's the prime rate. Going up today.
Oh, I see.
Some days it goes up, some days it goes down.
And what exactly does the prime rate do?
Mostly it scares people silly. Little higher.
If the bank prime rate is scaring you out of a new car, ask your GM dealer about GMAC. GMAC has financing right now at rates that make sense. So get that new Chevy, Pontiac, Olds, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC truck you want with help from GMAC, the financing people from General Motors.
Hi, Pat Summerall to remind you that good household help is hard to find, except at True Value hardware stores. There you'll find a selection of quality-designed Rubbermaid products to provide helpful convenience all over the house. Use Rubbermaid stackable storage bins to organize kitchen utensils, or in the family room to store small toys and sewing notions. Rubbermaid shower accessories will help keep bathrooms looking neat. Plus, you'll find durable Rubbermaid pitchers, wastebaskets, and more at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
NBC Radio is presenting a rebroadcast of Game 5 of the 1962 World Series, the San Francisco Giants versus the New York Yankees.
Well, it's a 1-0 ball game. The Giants out in front of the Yankees as we go into the bottom of the 4th inning. Tommy Tresh will lead off. He'll be followed by Mickey Mantle and then Roger Maris. The Yankees have but one hit off Jack Sanford. That was a single by Kubek to open the ball game. The Giants have picked up 3 off Ralph Terry.
George, you remember the little things. It was the second time at bat at Candlestick that Tresh tried to beat out the bunt and pop that ball up that Sanford had a little bit of trouble with and ended up a base hit for him, a bunt.
Here's the first pitch. Ball outside. 1 ball and no strike. Tommy lined into a double play his first time at bat. He hit a line drive right back to Sanford with runners at first and second and no one out. Sanford then turned through to McCovey at first base, doubling off Richardson. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A curveball. He hits it into shallow center field. Mays racing in fast. Maybe trouble. It is in there. Here's Tresh on his way to second. He'll hold on at second base. Pagan, Hiller, and Mays all converging in shallow center field. Pagan got his glove on the ball. He couldn't hold it. It scored as a 2-base hit for Tommy Tresh. Almost a great play by Pagan, who came from nowhere, stuck his glove right into the middle of the fielders and got his glove on it, but he couldn't hold it. So the tying run for the Yankees at second base with no one out, and the batter is Mickey Mantle. Mickey was safe on an error his first time at bat. McCovey let his ground ball get away from him. Sanford gets set. The pitch to Mantle. Ball down low. 1 ball or no strikes. Mickey's been to the plate 16 times in this series with 2 hits. Got a double off Sanford out in San Francisco. The double coming in the 9th inning in the game where Sanford won it 2-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike. Fastball. It caught the outside part of the plate. 1-1 to Mickey. Tommy Tresh at second base with no one out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Giants lead 1-0. Another full house here at Yankee Stadium for this 5th ball game. The pitch to Mantle. He bunts. It is foul. Mickey was going to drag one down the first baseline. Both McCovey, the first baseman, and Hiller, the second baseman, playing deep. But he fouled it back. So it'll be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Al Barley, plate umpire, putting a new baseball into play. Well, that started infielders moving in all directions. McCovey and Hiller racing in. Sanford going for first base, and Haller was going right down the line. He didn't realize the ball had gone foul for a moment. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Outside. He tried to get the corner with a fastball. 2-2 to Mickey. 1-0. The Giants lead the Yankees. The Yankees have a runner at second base with no one out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sanford taking a little time, trying to get out of a tough spot. Comes to a set position. The pitch to Mantle. Outside. Mickey held up on it. 3-2 to Mantle. Roger Maris is waiting in the on-deck circle. Yankees trying to get even in this ball game. Giants picked up a run in the 3rd inning. Sanford gets set. The 3-2 pitch. Ball. It's too high. He threw the curveball on the 3-2 pitch, but he got it up high. So Mantle goes to first base with a walk. Yankees have runners at first and second, no one out. And the batter will be Roger Maris. Well, it'll be interesting here, Joe, to see if the Giants go into the shift with 2 on and no one out.
A lot of things to think about. Just how would you set it up for Mantle with a surprise attempt to bunt? And here's Maris with that wide open territory down. Davenport is in close, like he's halfway expecting a bunt. If Maris would just push the ball, we're liable to see some real scooting and scampering around here. They do have the shift on, Judge.
Mantle at first base, Tresh at second, no one out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Giants lead 1-0. Maris flied to left field his first time at bat. Jack gets ready. The pitch. Ball outside. Barley started to go up with the right hand. You could see the pitch was very close. and Sanford thought it should have been a strike. 1 ball, no strike. Boy, Sanford has done a great job in this series hitting that outside corner against these big left-handed batters, especially when he was behind on a ball 2 and a no-strike count. Here's the pitch to Raj. Curveball outside. Ball 2 and a strike.
He's starting to hang his curveball just a bit. The curveball of Mantle, when he walked, was high. This one hung. Haller went out, just handed him the ball. Pagan is going in to talk to him. And there's nothing more than just trying to break the mood of the mound.
Well, this is a big pitch right here, Joe, for Jack Sanford. He has 2 on with no one out. He's behind Maris with a ball 2 and a no-strike count.
And just hung a curveball. What do you do if you're Haller? Do you call for the fastball against a good fastball hitter?
Well, we'll know. Here it is. Fastball outside. 3-0 to Maris. Jack was trying to hit the corner.
And look at that Maris, George. He's looking at Crossetti as if he's saying, please let me hit.
Well, we'll find out if the hit sign is on. Raj is right down on the end of the bat. A ball 3 and a no-strike count. The runners edge off. Here's the pitch. Strike. He got the fastball over. 3-1 to Maris. Raj was taking on it. Gave no indication he was going to swing. Say one thing, it was not right down the middle. He got it a little bit on the outside part of the plate around the knees. Sanford looking in. Here's the pitch to Maris. He swings and hits a bouncer to McCovey. He's going to second for 1 out. Back to first. He is safe at first base. And a good play at first base by Sanford, who had to make a diving stop of Pagan's throw. Willie McCovey, trying to make the double play, fired the ball down to Pagan. Easy out on Mantle, but the relay back to first base with Sanford covering was wide of the bag, and Sanford had to make a diving stop. Well, the Yankees have runners at first and third with 1 out, and the batter will be Elston Howard. Tresh at third base, Roger Maris at first. Howard struck out his first time at bat. Elston stands deep in the batter's box and about as far away from the plate as any batter in this series. Sanford checks the runners. The pitch. There's a swing and a miss. He got the fastball by. 1 strike to Howard. 1 run on 3 hits and 2 errors for the Giants. The Yankees have no runs on 2 hits and they have no errors. Sanford taking a little time as he looks around. He's in a tough spot here in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Curve down low. 1-1 to Howard. Tom Tresh opened this inning with a pop fly double into shallow center field. Mickey Mantle drew a walk. Roger Maris then slammed the ground ball to McCovey, who threw down to second for the force out on Mantle. Now it's 1 ball, 1 strike count to Elston Howard. Sanford gets set. Now he steps off, bluffing Maris back to first base, and as he does, Elston Howard gets out. Giant infield back for the double play, with the exception of McCovey, who's holding against the runner at first. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He swings and misses. Got the curve by him around the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Howard.
Sanford really surveying before he makes his pitch, and he could go to 1 more. He's been moving the right-hand hitters back with the fastball and then snapping that outside corner with the curveball. And he's in a good shape right now with the 2-strike, 1-ball count to set up the 2-2 pitch.
He's ready again. Here it is. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Elston Howard strikes out on a high fastball, so there's 2 down, and the batter will be Bill Skowron. It's a big strikeout for Sanford. Relieves the pressure a little bit. Still 2 on with 2 outs. Skowron struck out his first time at bat. Well, it's easy to see how this Sanford won 24 ball games. There's a quick throw to first. Maris back in town.
He just pitches his own game. He doesn't let the hitters or the situation change his pattern. He pitches his game. He won't give in to him.
The pitch to Skowron. It's in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher. Here's a run coming in. The throw to the plate is not in time. It'll be a wild pitch. Charged against Sanford as the curveball bounced in front of the plate, skipped away from Haller, and Tresh comes in to score as the Yankees finally break through in the scoring column against Sanford in this World Series. It's all tied, 1 run apiece. Maris moves down to second. Jack Sanford getting set again. Here's the pitch. Curve, it's in there, right at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Giants won, the Yankees won in the bottom of the 4th. The Yankees have a runner at second base with 2 outs. Sanford very much disgusted with himself as he covered home plate on that one. He saw he had no chance to get Tresh. Just slammed the ball into his glove. There's a fastball high and inside. Skowron has to get out of the way. Ball 2 and strike 1. A double, a walk, a ground ball, and a wild pitch getting a run in here in the 4th. A 1-1 ball game. Here's the pitch to Skowron. He swings and misses. Curveball around the knees. The count is even at 2-2. The Giants play Skowron a little bit to right field. Here's the 2-2 pitch. A curveball, he struck him out. Skowron goes down swinging. 1 run on 1 hit in the inning. No errors, 1 man left, and the score at the end of 4, the Giants won, the Yankees won.
We'll be back with more exciting action from the 5th game of the 1962 World Series after this. And now, more action from Game 5 of the 1962 World Series.
Hi, baby.
Which one is he?
This one with no hair.
Looks quite a bit like me, baby.
The no hair part does. Does he look like a 38-year-old uncle?
Life will be changed again.
Yeah, so will he.
He looks so helpless, don't they?
Yeah.
Have you got new insurance?
No, not new insurance, but I adjusted our policy. I have that adjustable life insurance.
The amount of coverage?
Sure, the coverage or the premiums, term, whatever. This baby, when the last baby was born, I did the same thing, just adjusted it. When I bought my house, when we started the business, I just pick up the phone and say, hey, Mr. Banker's Life, adjust my policy.
Well, any significant change I've had in my life, I just buy a new policy.
Well, that's typical.
I have a collection.
I used to, too.
He's smiling at me.
He's smiling at that's gas. Besides that, he's smiling.
Adjustable life insurance from the Banker's Life of Des Moines. As your life changes, you can change how much insurance you've got or how much you pay without adding policies. You simply adjust your policy as your needs change. In life, you've got to adjust. The Banker's Life of Des Moines. We're in the Yellow Pages.
And now, more action from Game 5 of the 1962 World Series.
Well, we move along. A 1-1 ball game as we go into the top of the 5th inning. 1 run, 3 hits, and 2 errors for the Giants. The Yankees 1 run on 2 hits, and they have no errors. José Pagán will lead it off for the Giants in the 5th inning. He'll be followed by Sanford and then Chuck Hiller. Pagán singled in the 3rd and scored the Giants' run, coming around on a double by Hiller. Right-handed batter facing the right-hander, Ralph Terry. Here's the first pitch. Strike, fastball over the outside corner. A 1-strike count. Jose out of the box for just a moment. He's checking with Boyer at third base. Boy, if Cleat moves back a couple of steps, he's going to be bunting. Here's the pitch. He swings and hits a long belt to left field. It's well hit. This one is going. It's gone. A home run. Pagan just got a high curveball and drove it deep into the lower deck in left field. And the Giants have taken a 2-1 lead. Jack Sanford, the batter. Jack sacrificed his first time at bat. He swings and pops it up on the infield. Bobby Richardson at second base is waiting on it. He's got it. There's one away. Sanford swinging on the first pitch. Pops to second base. Covering up the second baseman, Chuck Heller. Nice round of applause for Sanford as he goes back to the dugout. A lot of Giant fans here at Yankee Stadium this afternoon. Here's Hiller. He walked in the first inning. Drove a double to left field in the third and drove in a run. Ralph Terry delivers a curve outside. 1 ball or no strikes. Well, it's the Giants 2 and the Yankees 1. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike, a fastball right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hiller, a little left-handed batter, chokes the bat. The pitch. He swings and lines it straight to the first baseman. Bill Skowron taking the line shot off the bat of Chuck Hiller. It's 2 down, and the batter will be Jimmy Davenport. Jimmy struck out in the first inning, bounced to third base in the third. Two outs with no one on here in the 5th inning. Terry delivers. Ball down low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jimmy Davenport waiting on Ralph Terry. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike. That was a slider. Caught the outside corner. One of the few sliders that Terry has delivered today. And throwing mostly slow curves. A few fast curves and the good live fastball. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball. He bounces it foul down the third baseline. Whitey Lockman coming over to pick it up. 1 ball and 2 strikes. José Pagán opened this inning with a long home run into the left field seats. Sanford popped to second. Hiller lined to the first baseman. Terry gets ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Jimmy Davenport strikes out. 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, no one left. And the score at the end of the first half of the 5th inning, the Giants 2 and the Yankees 1.
Game 5 of the World Series of 1962 continues after this.
There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. For all you do, you know the king of beers is coming through. For all you do, this fight for you, this fight for you. So here's to you. You know there's no one else who does it quite the way you do.
You're listening to a classic World Series from the archives of NBC Radio Sports. Game 5 of the World Series of 1962.
Well, we move along into the bottom of the 5th inning. The Giants out in front by a score of 2-1. Clete Boyer will be the leadoff man for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Ralph Terry and then Tony Kubek. Boyer bounced to the shortstop his first time at bat. Sanford gets ready. Here's the pitch. Curveball. It's in there. 1 strike. Boyer started to swing, held up. Al Barlick said it caught the corner. Well, the Giants got 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. The Yankees picked up 1 in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Clete. Outside, a fastball off the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Little José Pagán has been the hitting hero for the Giants in this game. He singled and scored the first run. And he hit a home run to break a 1-1 tie here in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Boyer. He swings and misses. Cleat was trying to hit that one into right field as Sanford is getting the fastball over the outside corner. Cleat was going to try to drive it down the right field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sanford delivers a curve. He bounces it down the first baseline. McCovey flips it over to Sanford. He's out. Willie McCovey moving in to pick up the bouncing ball. Flips it over to Jack Sanford, who's covering the bag, and Cleet Boyer is out number 1. We'll bring up the pitcher, Ralph Terry. Ralph was a strikeout victim his first time at bat. Terry wants Al Barlick to have a look at the baseball. Jack tosses it in, and Al says we'll put a new baseball into play. I think Terry might have been pitching with that ball a little, Joe, and he knows something.
You've seen that happen 100 times where it's all right when you got that ball and you're pitching it, and then you come in, the first thing you do is tell your hitter that leads off the inning, take a look at that baseball. But Boyer didn't look at it, but Terry made sure that Barlick would give it a real quick check. They don't mind throwing that dirty baseball. They don't like to hit at it, do they?
No, sir. Well, we're ready to go. Sanford into the windup. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses. Boy, Sanford is not playing fair with Terry at all. He's throwing him nothing but curveballs.
And a hard curveball. It's not a big roundhouse, slow-breaking curveball. It's a real good snapper.
Here's the 1-strike pitch. Fastball up high. 1-1 to Ralph. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's 1 out with no one on. The Giants lead the Yankees 2-1. Ralph Terry standing in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. A swing and a foul. This one back on the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Giants scored in the 3rd to go out in front, 1-0. The Yankees tied it in the 4th. And Pagan hit a home run here in the top of the 5th to put the Giants in front. Here's a curve down low. 2-2 to Terry. That's the pitch the Yankees have been swinging at today, the low curveball, but Terry laid off this one. The Giants have out-hit the Yankees 4-2. Here's the pitch. A ground foul down the first baseline. Still 2-2 to Terry. Well, tomorrow's an off day. Everybody moving back to San Francisco. Game number 6 will be played at Candlestick Park on Friday, and game number 7, if necessary, will be played on Saturday at Candlestick Park. Jack Sanford checking the sign. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He swing and a miss. He struck him out. Terry goes down swinging. Strikeout number 6 for Jack Sanford. 2 away, and the batter will be Tony Kubek.
Sanford struck out 6 in the ball game. He shut him out, George. So apparently he's got as good as stuff, if not better. I kind of think one thing that the Yankee hitters are doing is they didn't do at Candlestick. They're chasing the bad ball. So Sanford has a bigger strike zone, let's put it that way, to work with.
Here's the pitch to Kubek. He swings and fouls it back. 1 strike to Tony. He singled in the 1st inning, popped to the shortstop in the 3rd. It could be, Joe, that the background here, well, it is much tougher than it is in Candlestick Park, is one of the reasons for swinging at so many bad pitches. You pick the ball up, but then you lose it when it starts to break, and we're swinging at the bad curves.
The right-hand hitters seem to be losing it from the middle of the plate out.
Sanford into the windup. The pitch to Tony. Strike 2. He got the fastball over. A strike 2 count. Tony Kubek, the batter, in the bottom of the 5th inning with 2 outs and no one on. The Giants leading 2-1. Sanford into the windup. The pitch. Curveball. He bounces it foul down the first baseline. Still strike 2. Well, you talk about confusion, Joe. Do you think there might have been a little confusion at the airlines yesterday with all the cancellations and changing tickets around, everybody ready to move out last night?
Boy, I'd say there was confusion beginning right here, and I don't know where it ended up, if it ended at all, because everybody was really hopping around here. The poor clubhouse, man, they didn't know what to do.
How about the hotels where everybody checked out and then racing back? Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out on a bad pitch. Tony Kubek goes down swinging. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score at the end of 5, the Giants 2, the Yankees 1.
Back with more action from this classic World Series game of 1962 after this.
We're here at Nick's Health Spa with a new Canon NP400F system copier. Nick, people exercise here?
Yes, reduce, and enlarge the muscle tone.
That's exactly what the Canon NP400F does, and more.
It enlarges the muscle tone?
No. It has 2 reduction modes and 1 enlargement mode. Watch. These diet plans are ledger size. We can reduce them to legal, even down to letter size. At 40 letter size copies a minute, the NP400F is the fastest compact system copier.
Looks like a pretty fit machine.
That's because it's a desktop copier. It also feeds and has an optional sorter.
So if you want to reduce, or enlarge your copies, this machine can do it?
Yes, it also feeds, speeds, and sorts.
I bet it don't sweat.
No, it don't sweat.
Want to see if I can pick it up?
No.
The Canon NP400F, the fastest compact system copier. Micronics makes it simple.
NBC Radio is presenting a rebroadcast of Game 5 of the 1962 World Series. The San Francisco Giants versus the New York Yankees.
Well, at the end of 5, the Giants have 2 runs on 4 hits, and they've made 2 errors. The Yankees have 1 run on 2 hits, and they have no errors. Matty Alou will be the leadoff man for San Francisco. He'll be followed by Willie Mays and then Willie McCovey. Matty struck out in the first inning. In the 3rd inning, he bounced to the shortstop, Kubek. Matty, a left-handed batter. Terry ready. Here's the first pitch. He bunts down the first baseline. Skowron moves in, picks it up, steps on the bag. Boy, the only way they could get him there, he bunted the ball right to Skowron, who fielded the ball standing on the bag. If he'd had to move a couple of steps, Alou would have been on. That's 1 away, and the batter will be Willie Mays. Willie has lined to left and struck out in 2 trips. Mays still a great favorite here in New York. Terry delivers a curve down low. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the top of the 6th inning. The Giants lead 2-1. Terry into the windup. The pitch. He swings and hits a fly ball into center field. Mantle going back. He's there. Makes the catch. The ball was hit a long way into straightaway center field. 2 down, and the batter will be Willie McCovey. Mantle had to travel some 400 feet to get that one. There's McCovey, who struck out in the 2nd inning, bounced to the second baseman in the 4th inning. Big left-handed batter. Terry delivers a curve down low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Without using the shift, the Yankees are about as far over as they can get. Richardson way over on the grass. Skowron guards the line. Kubek just about behind the bag at second base. They play McCovey to really pull.
There's another curve down low. It's ball 2 and no strikes. Terry trying to get McCovey to swing in a bad curveball, maybe beat it into the dirt. Willie says you got to come in with it, Ralph. Here's the 2-0 pitch. There's another curve. It's in there. Slow curveball that just floated over the plate. Ralph has pulled the string on some curves today, but he almost held that one as it just floated up there.
Like it had a string on the end of it, and he just yanked it back. Do you think McCovey would have had a pretty good cut at the fastball, Judge?
I believe he was ready, Joe. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball hit deep to right field. Maris going back. He's got the room on it. And makes the catch. Willie McCovey flying to Maris in right field. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score at the end of the first half, the sixth inning, the Giants 2 and the Yankees 1.
This original 1962 World Series broadcast will continue on the NBC Radio Network.
When you're faced with tedious grass trimming chores, stand up to your lawn with a weed eater trimmer from True Value Hardware Stores. Hi, Pat Summerall to tell you the Snippy model is the ideal choice for average lawns because it quickly trims a 10-inch path and weighs just 3.5 pounds for less tiring operation. For larger jobs, get the Weed Eater Needy Trimmer that trims and sweeps a 16-inch path. Both of these time and work savers feature tap-and-go heads and are available at participating True Value Hardware Stores and home centers.
NBC Radio Sports is presenting a classic World Series broadcast. Game 5 of 1962, featuring superstars Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Willie Mays, and Willie McCovey.
Well, it's the bottom of the sixth inning. The Giants lead 2-1. Bobby Richardson will lead off for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Tommy Tresh and then Mickey Mantle. Sanford ready, and here's the first pitch. A ground ball hit slowly down the third baseline. Sanford has it. Here's the throw. He is safe at first base. Bobby Richardson topped one down the third baseline. Sanford hustled off the mound, picked it up, seemed to lose his balance a little bit. Then he had to make an off-balance throw to McCovey, and it was too late to get Bobby Richardson. It will be an infield single. It's a runner at first base with no one out, and the batter will be Tommy Tresh. Tresh lined to the pitcher in the first inning, lined into a double play as Sanford speared his line drive. In the fourth inning, he doubled and scored the lone Yankee run. The Giants are looking for the bunt. Davenport is in close at third base. Sanford gets set. There's a quick throw to first. Richardson back in time. That was hit number 3 off Sanford. The Giants have picked up 4 off Ralph Terry. Another throw to first.
A lot of times you'll ask your pitcher to throw over to first base, hoping that at the first movement the hitter will tip his hands because instinctively he'll slide him up if he's bunting. Tresh gave no indication he would be bunting, so he's doing a good job.
Here's the pitch. Ball down low. He squared around. As Joe said, while he was throwing to first, he gave no indication. But as Sanford delivered to the plate, Tresh squared around, ready to bunt. Took the fastball down low. 1 ball, no strikes. When you've got batters like Mantle and Maris coming up and you're 1 run behind, I guess you got to give them a chance, Joe, with that bunt.
You got to get those cannons up there.
Here's the 1-0 pitch. He bunts, it is foul. This one up in the air, coming back on the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's going to have to bunt down the first baseline unless it's a real good one because Davenport is right in on top of him.
Sanford's not giving him a good ball to bunt. He's real high-riding, hard fastball, and Tresh batting left-hand will really have to tilt that bat to get it down to McCovey, who takes old Willie a little bit of time to get started at first base.
We're getting action in the bullpen for the Giants. Don Larson, a big right-hander, is throwing. Here's the pitch. Tresh bunts down the first baseline. It's a good one. McCovey bobbles it. Here's the throw. He is out on a close play. Willie McCovey bobbled the ball for just a moment, quickly picked it up and threw to Hiller in time to get Tommy Tresh. Richardson moves to second on the sacrifice. 1 out, and the batter is Mickey Mantle. Mantle has been on twice today. Safe on an error in the first inning. He walked in the fourth. The Giants are leading 2-1. We're in the bottom of the sixth inning. The tying run for the Yankees at second base with 1 out. Giants deep and around to the right for Mickey, who's batting left-handed against the right-hander Jack Sanford. Here's the first pitch. Strike. The overhand curveball in at the knees. Well, the Giant pitchers in this World Series have made some great pitches on Mantle. They've been getting the curveball around the knees. They've been keeping the fastball on the outside part of the plate. Absolutely nothing here in Yankee Stadium that he can pull. Sanford gets set. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mickey, of course, is looking for something from the center of the plate to the inside part that he can get around on and pull toward these friendly right field seats. It's only 296 right down the line. Moves out to 344 directly behind the outfielder. A very inviting target for these left-handed batters. And the same goes for the Giants. Willie McCovey especially. Tom Haller. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Mickey swings and hits a bouncing ball to second base. Hiller has it. The throw to McCovey. He's out. Mantle goes out, second to first, as Roger Maris becomes the batter. A runner at third base and 2 outs. Maris has flied to left and bounced to the first baseman in 2 trips. Tom Haller, Joe, going out to the mound now.
He's got to remind Sanford to make sure that Maris pulls that ball. You can't give him a ball that he can handle where he can punch it through the shortstop spot because they're going into the shift again, and Haller impressing, I'm sure, on Sanford's mind, make sure that he has a tough ball to handle if he wants to go that way. We've got to make sure he pulls that ball because everybody's on the right side. Shortstop spot is vacated, and with Richardson at third base, all they need is a little squib ground ball and it's through, and the big tying run would score. Let's see what happens, George.
A runner at third base with 2 outs. Sanford pitching from the stretch. Now, wait a minute. He's stepping off. It could be that he forgot there. Looked like he was going to try to hold Richardson close, but as soon as he went into the stretch, he stepped off the rubber. Sometimes a pitcher will do this, just forgetting that he doesn't have a runner at first base. Here's the pitch to Maris. Strike, a fastball on the outside corner. Well, that was a pitch for Raj to punch through that hole as Sanford threaded a needle on the outside part of the play. They're daring Maris, no doubt about that. Raj right down on the end of the bat. The tying run is at third base with 2 outs.
Shook off 2 signs. Haller started a new sequence, and Maris backed out now.
Sanford taking a little time, gets ready. Here's the pitch. Outside. Maris was ready to bunt. He was going to push one. The pitch was way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rod's trying to figure out a way to get this tying run in. The Giants are leading 2-1.
Giants really gambled, and Maris will be up there to pull that ball. The first 2 pitches been outside.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside again, a fastball off the corner. Joe, they're not only playing him far to right field, but they're pitching him outside, really giving him something he can hit through the hole.
They are just determined that Maris will not change his swing and try to pull that ball, so the tough ball to pull is one that would be easy to send through the slot.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. A swing and a foul. No, it's not a foul. Here's a run coming in. He is safe at the plate. Roger Maris swung and missed. The ball popped out of the mitt of Haller and rolled behind the plate. Richardson raced in. Haller picked it up, threw to Sanford. A very close play at the plate. And Barlick has ruled him safe, and Haller and Sanford are protesting the call. Sanford thought he had him. It'll be a pass ball charged against Haller, and here's Dart coming out. It looked like a foul tip that popped off the mitt of Haller, but Barlick quickly gave the sign he did not foul the ball, and Richardson, very alert at third base, took the sign and raced in. Haller made a quick recovery, threw the ball to Sanford, who put the tag on Bobby, but it was too late. So we have a brand new ball game. It's all tied at 2-2. A pass ball charged against Tom Haller, the first Yankee run in this game, coming on a wild pitch.
Dark now leaving the mound. He's just trying to settle his pitcher down because both runs have scored. One a wild pitch and a fast ball, but in this inning, George, not a ball has left the infield. A little squibber down the third base line by Richardson. He beat it out. A sacrifice by Tresh. A ground ball by Mantle moved Richardson to third, and now they pass ball, and that ball hadn't gone more than 4 or 5 feet from home plate, and they've tied it up.
WTMJ Milwaukee.
I believe Joey crossed him up. I think he was looking for the curveball. He got the fastball. That's why it popped out of his mitt. Could have been that. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Maris. He swings and hits a ground ball to second base. Hiller makes a good play. The throw to first. He's out. Roger Maris goes out second to first. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors, no one left, and the score at the end of 6. The Giants 2 and the Yankees 2.
We'll be back with more exciting action from the 5th game of the 1962 World Series after this.
A lot of good people work for commercial credit. That's what makes commercial credit work.
I remember once a man and his wife came to me, and their son had fallen through a plate glass window. They had no insurance. The medical bills were piling up, and they could not get a loan. And we talked for over 2 hours. They expressed sincerity to me. He was a good, hard-working man, raising a family, and they needed help. And we helped them, which proves a point, I think, about commercial credit, because on paper, they did not look like a good credit risk. We gave them the loan they needed. They knew that I cared about their problem, because obviously anybody that has kids can relate to the way they felt. Their son came home in 2 weeks, and they've been friends of mine ever since.
People with care and confidence. People at commercial credit make the difference. People at commercial credit make the difference.
And now, more action from Game 5 of the 1962 World Series.
Well, a 2-2 ball game as we go into the 7th inning. The Giants have 2 runs on 4 hits. They've made 2 errors. And the Yankees have 2 runs on 3 hits, and they have no errors. Well, a double and a home run getting the 2 Giant runs in, and the Yankees have scored on a wild pitch and a fast ball. Philippe Alou will lead off for the Giants in the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Tom Haller and then José Pagán. Here's the pitch. A ground ball up the middle. Kubek racing over. He can't get it. It'll be a single for Alou. He's going to try for 2, but now he goes back as Mantle hustles the ball in. Philippe took a big turn. Mantle racing in, picked the ball up, and sent Philippe right back to first base. So the lead run at first base with no one out here in the 7th inning. And the batter is Tom Haller. Time is called as Jansen comes up with a few words of advice for Haller. Tommy has bounced to second and lined to right in 2 trips. Terry gets set. Here's the pitch. Curveball. It's in there. 1 strike to Haller. The hit by Alou was number 5 off Terry. They've out-hit the Yankees 5-3. Terry ready. The pitch. Here's a long drive. If it stays fair, it is a foul ball to Skin Burkhart as Tom Haller has driven one deep into the right field seat. Just foul by a few feet.
You could see that Elston Howard didn't particularly like that pitch. He's out there talking to Terry. It was a belt-high fastball inside part of the plate, and then Haller really got around on it. He's trying to pull that ball all the way, hoping he can get a first and third situation with the base hit to right field. And Howard out now talking to Terry and actually follows him right to the mound to complete the conversation.
Here's the attendance today, just announced. 63,165. 63,165, the paid attendance here today. A 2-strike count to Tom Haller. Terry delivers. There's a high pop fly down the third baseline. Boyer chasing it in foul territory, and he makes the catch, a one-handed catch. by Clete Boyer, and he almost made a wild throw to second base. Boyer fired the ball to Richardson as he thought a Lou was going down, and Bobby had to leap high into the air to get it. So Haller is out on the foul fly. There's one away, and the batter will be José Pagán. Pagan has been the hitting hero for the Giants. He singled and scored a run in the third inning. And in the fifth inning, he hit a home run that broke the 1-1 tie. Twice in this ball game, the Giants have gone in front.
These Giants would like to get Sanford up there, and they've got good speed on the bases in Felipe Alou. This fellow can handle that bat, so it's not without the possibility of putting a play on as far as Alvin Dart is concerned.
Terry checks his runner. The pitch to Pagan. Here's a fly ball hit down the left field line. Terry, Tresh racing in. Kubek is there, and Kubek makes the catch. José Pagán pulled one down the left field line, just outside the line. Boyer, Tresh, and Kubek all there, and Kubek made the catch. So there's two down, and the batter will be Jack Sanford. Listen to the applause for Sanford as he comes on. Sacrificed in the third inning. In the fifth inning, he popped to the second baseman. 0-for-1 officially. Terry delivers a curve. It's up high. 1 ball, no strike. There's that high curve ball again, Joe, and Jack was ready for it.
Hey, you throw that country boy that high curve ball, he's going to get your top limb.
A runner at first base with 2 outs here in the seventh inning. Here's the pitch. A ground ball up the middle. It's into center field. Alou makes a big turn. He's on his way to third. Mantle's throw will come to second base. Jack Sanford with a ground ball up the middle into center field. Alou racing to third. So the Giants have runners at first and third with 2 outs. And the batter will be Chuck Hiller. Hiller has been a tough man for Terry. He walked in the first, doubled and drove in a run in the third, and he lined hard to Skowron in the fifth inning. Here's the pitch. Ball up high. 1 ball and no strike. Bud Daly, a left-hander, is throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees. Giants are threatening here in the seventh inning. It's a 2-2 ball game. They have runners at first and third with 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 pitch. A ground ball right back to the mound. Terry has it to go to first. He's out. Miller goes out, pitcher to first. No runs on 2 hits. There are 2 men left, and the score at the end of the first half, the seventh inning. The Giants 2 and the Yankees 2.
Game 5 of the World Series of 1962 continues after this.
Maybe it's just cold, Gordon.
It's not cold, it's old. I should have traded it in last year.
Well, why don't we trade it in right now?
Now? Have you seen how high the prime rate is? It'll start.
If the bank prime rate is keeping you out of a new car, ask your GM dealer about GMAC. GMAC has financing right now at rates that make sense. So get that new Chevy, Pontiac, Olds, Buick, Cadillac, or GMC truck you want with help from GMAC, the financing people from General Motors.
St. Louis.
You're listening to a classic World Series from the archives of NBC Radio Sports. Game 5 of the World Series of 1962.
George, all tied up here, 2-2, and been a lot of plays, wild pitches, fast balls, and some base hits that the official scorers have had to rule on, and we'd like to give credit to them. The official scorers for the ball game, Bob Stevens of the San Francisco Chronicle, Phil Fredenzi of the New York Journal-American, and Ray Kelly of the Philadelphia Bulletin. They've been 3 busy guys out here this afternoon.
All right, Joe. Well, we move into the bottom of the seventh inning. It's all tied at 2-2. Elston Howard will lead off for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Bill Skowron, then Cletus Boyer. Jack Sanford delivers a curve. It's lined down the left field line. It is foul. Back into the crowd. Elston Howard caught the curveball and lined it deep to left, but he pulled it foul. Howard's been to the plate twice. He struck out both times against Sanford. Here's the pitch. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sanford has 7 strikeouts in this ball game, and 6 of those 7 coming against 3 batters. He has Howard twice, Skowron twice, and Ralph Terry twice. Tony Kubek was the 7th strikeout victim. Sanford looks in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Inside, a fastball too tight. Ball 2 and strike 1. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Giants 2 and the Yankees 2 in this all-important 5th game. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Strike 2. He got the fastball over. The count is even at 2-2 to Howard. L.A. protesting just a little bit to Al Barlick about the call on that one. Giants have out-hit the Yankees 6-3. Here's the pitch. Outside. And now it is Sanford that is hollering. He wanted that pitch as he got the curveball. He thought over the outside corner, and Barlick says a little bit outside, so it's 3-2.
You see that Howard and Sanford both using the pattern. They're going to go by the same pitching pattern that they've been using until Howard shows them he can hit it. And they went with a fastball inside and a curveball. And how you lay off that pitch, you wonder, but apparently outside because Howard was sure it was outside. He laid off completely. And Al Barlick, the plate umpire, didn't hesitate, and he called it ball 3 right now.
A full count to the leadoff man. Ellie right down on the end of the bat waiting. Here's the pitch. Foul ball back on the screen, and that was a bad pitch, high and inside. Howard was trying to get out of the way of it, and the ball hit his bat.
He's a bit disgusted now as he was leaning, George. I'd almost, well, you won't know until you ask him, but I'd bet my bottom dollar he was looking for a breaking ball because he was going in, and it was way high under his chin, and his bat had already started forward.
Still 3-2 to Elston Howard. Sanford into the windup. Here's the pitch. A ground ball hit to the shortstop. Pagan has it. Here's the throw to first. He's out. Howard goes out. Short to first. It's 1 away, and the batter will be Bill Skowron. The Moose has been to the plate twice, and he struck out both times. Sanford has been a tough man on these big right-handed batters. Joe told you, keeping the curveball low and on the outside part of the plate. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He got the fastball by 1 strike. Bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out with no one on. The Giants 2 and the Yankees 2. Here's the pitch. Curveball. It's in there. Strike 2 to Bill Skowron. Getting a little cloudy and overcast here at Yankee Stadium. A big black cloud hovering over the stadium. We still have a little sunlight as the sun peeks in and out every now and then. No rain forecast for this area today. Here's the 2-strike pitch. In the dirt. Scooped up by Heller. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cletus Boyer waiting in the on-deck circle. Sanford taking a little time, looking into Haller. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curve down low, trying to get the Moose to go for the bad curveball. The count is even at 2-2. The 2 Yankee runs in this game, one coming on a wild pitch, another on a pass ball. They have been having trouble with Jack Sanford. Here's a curve in the dirt. 3-2 to Bill Skowron.
That howler has been in the dirt all afternoon. When that ball hits the dirt, especially a curveball, the spin will carry it in an opposite direction. Sanford will break back towards the plate, and all you can do is get in front of it and hope that the ball stays near you.
Moose right down on the end of the bat, waiting. Here's the pitch. His swing and a miss. He struck him out. Sanford coming in with a curveball again, and Skowron strikes out. That's number 8 for Jack. There's 2 down, and the batter will be Boyer. Cletus Boyer has bounced the shortstop into the first baseman in 2 trips. The pitch is in the dirt. 1 ball, no strike. Sanford having a little trouble with his curveball here. He's bounced a few up this inning, but he got the 3-2 curve over to Skowron when he had to get it over. Sanford into the windup. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, another curve breaking down and away. Ball 2 and a strike.
George, it looks like when he wants to put that extra on the curveball, he seems to hold on to it just a little bit longer and works it right into the ground. If he throws his normal curveball, he's been getting it in a pretty good spot.
Jack wants to start over on the signs, as he indicates to Tom Haller. He didn't like that one. Here's the 2-0 pitch. A swing and a miss. That's ball around the letters. Ball 2 and strike 1. Jim Davenport, the third baseman, is playing deep at third and only about a step from the line, as he doesn't want Boyer to hit a ground ball by him into the corner and put the lead run at second base. He's willing to give up a ground ball single to his left. That would only put the lead run at first base with 2 outs. Haller calling time as he goes out to the mound.
He's got an option on Boyer. Free chase the high fastball. He can go that way, stay with the fastball, or he's been having trouble all day with the curveball, so Haller just wants to make sure how Sanford is feeling. Pagan wants some glasses, and time is being called as the bat boy runs him out. The sun has been peeping in and out here, and right now it's going behind the clouds, so Pagan won't need him right at this instant, but it's been out bright, goes back in, and it's better to have than to fight that sun, lose that ball.
Well, the Yankees and the Giants all tied at 2-2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A ball 2, strike 1 count to Cletus Boyer. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He plays the fastball by him. 2-2 to Boyer. Sanford and Terry locked in another duel. They pitched in the second game of this World Series, and Sanford won it 2-0. And they're right back at it this afternoon, tied 2-2. Here's the pitch. Curve outside. 3-2 to Boyer. Sanford has been 3-2 on every batter this inning, throwing a lot of pitches here late in the ball game. A pitch to Cleat. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. A fastball by him. Strikeout number 9 for Jack Sanford. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score at the end of the 7 full innings of play, the Yankees 2 and the Giants 2.
Back with more action from this classic World Series game of 1962 after this.
Hi, Mom. I thought we better get an early start for that garage sale.
Afraid I'm not going to, dear.
But why, Mom?
I've got a nagging backache.
Oh.
You see, I started cleaning the house for the party next week, and...
And you overexerted yourself, right?
Oh, I guess.
Why don't I get you some Doan's pills? I'm sure they'll help you.
Doan's pills, of course. Now, why didn't I think of that?
Good advice. Doan's pills. It saved the day for thousands of people with simple nagging backache pain. Taken as directed, this time-proven analgesic brings temporary relief of minor backache pain brought on by overexertion, stress, or strain. Doan's pills. It brings the kind of welcome relief you may need.
Hello?
Feeling better, Mom?
Just like my old self again. Those Doan's pills are such a comfort.
The garage sale's still on. Want to go now?
Love to.
Get Doan's pills and get the better of a backache due to simple overexertion, stress, or strain. Available at drug counters or your favorite supermarket. Use only as directed.
NBC Radio is presenting a rebroadcast of Game 5 of the 1962 World Series, the San Francisco Giants versus the New York Yankees.
At the end of 7, the Giants have 2 runs on 6 hits, and they've made 2 errors. The Yankees have 2 runs on 3 hits, and they have no errors. It'll be Jim Davenport to lead off for San Francisco. He'll be followed by Matty Alou and then Willie Mays. Jimmy's 0 for 3, struck out twice and bounced to third base today. Boyer's going to play in close, protecting against the bunt. Here's the pitch. Curveball inside. 1 ball, no strike. Ralph Terry all the way for the Yankees. Jack Sanford for the Giants. Here's a curve outside. 2-0 to Davenport. A ball 2 and a no-strike count. Howard, taking a little time, stepped out in front of the plate and fired the ball back to Ralph Terry. We're in the top of the 8th inning. We're all tied at 2-2. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses. Fastball around the letters. A ball 2 and a strike 1 count. Yankees play Davenport straight away and not too deep. Skowron and Boyer in a couple of steps. Here's a fastball too high. 3-1 to Davenport. Jimmy checking with Whitey Lockman, the coach at third base, to see if the hit sign is on. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Right down the middle of the fastball. Davenport was taking all the way. A ball 3 and a strike 2 count. Jimmy trying to work his way on there. Giants have their big guns coming up. Here's a 3-2 pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Davenport strikes out.
George, neither pitcher giving in to the hitters. That was a 3-2 curveball, even though it was the leadoff man, and you could just picture ahead what could possibly happen if Davenport got on. The bunt by Matty Alou to move him over, Mays and McCovey and Philippe to drive him in. Yet Terry went right to the curveball and came across with a real good pitch. Both Sanford and Terry a tremendous ball game out here.
Matty Alou, the batter. He struck out, bounced to short, and bunted to the first baseman in 3 trips. Little left-handed batter. This fella can really fly down that first baseline. Terry delivers a fastball up high. 1 ball and no strikes. Bud Daly, a left-hander, still throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Slow curve, too high. Ball 2 and no strikes. Boyer still playing in close against Alou. Matty slapped one by him here in a pinch hitting role on Monday. Here's the 2-0 pitch. He swings and fouls it back. This one's on the screen. Ball 2 and strike 1. Well, the scoring in this ball game, the Giants picked up 1 in the 3rd. The Yankees tied it in the 4th. The Giants got 1 in the 5th to go in front 2-1. And the Yankees tied it in the 6th inning. Matty Alou, the batter. A ball 2 and a strike 1 count. Terry ready. Here's the pitch. A curveball hit foul down the third baseline. Boy, Matty waited on that curve and drilled it foul just outside the line.
Boyer, as you mentioned, is challenging Alou, and Alou is coming up to the challenge. That slow curveball, he's just trying to slap it by him. And now Boyer's dropped back again with a 2-strike count, and he's a little bit wider at third base, but he's back.
Matty Alou waiting on Terry. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Foul ball back on the screen. Terry trying to get the fastball by him on the 2-2 pitch. There's 1 out with no one on here in the 8th inning. The Giants 2 and the Yankees 2. Tomorrow's an off day. We'll be in Candlestick Park in San Francisco on Friday for game number 6. Billy Pierce will pitch for the Giants. And more than likely Stafford, although Ralph Houk said he could make a change. He wasn't certain as yet. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball. He hits it down the right field line, foul. This one going back in the upper deck. Still 2-2 to Matty Alou. Willie Mays is in the on-deck circle. Elston Howard has moved out to the mound for a conference with Terry. He wants to be sure that they're pitching Alou right. Matty choking the bat a little bit with 2 strikes on him. Waits on Ralph Terry. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Curveball outside. He pulled the string on that one. Alou was full, but it was just off the corner. 3-2. Ralph doesn't want to walk him. Put a speedster at first base with 1 out. So he'll be trying to come in with this 3-2 pitch. Here it is. A fly ball hit into left field. Tommy Tresh is moving back. Still going back. He makes the catch. Matty Alou out on a fly ball to Tresh in left center field. 2 down, and here's Willie Mays.
This is the real tough part of the day as far as left field is concerned in the sun. And you can see Tresh, like the outfielders here at Yankee Stadium, try to do is play the ball off to the side. Instead of looking straight ahead, they look off to the side and try to play it that way.
Willie Mays standing in. He's 0 for 3 today. Terry delivers a fastball. It's inside, says Al Barlick. Howard thought he might have gone through with his swing. He checked with Barlick, who said no. 1 ball, no strikes. Willie right down on the end of the bat. Here's the 1-0 pitch. He swings and misses. Boy, he had a riffle at a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs with no one on. We're on the top of the 8th inning. The Yankees 2 and the Giants 2. Terry ready. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Curveball. He fouls it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terry got the slow curve on the outside corner. Willie was out in front. He hit it right on the end of the bat. Squibbed it off to the right. Mays is lined to left, struck out, and fly deep to center in 3 trips. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball hit hard to third. Boyer has it to throw to first. He's out. Willie Mays goes out third to first. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And the score at the end of the first half, the 8th inning. The Giants 2 and the Yankees 2.
This original 1962 World Series broadcast will continue on the NBC Radio Network.
Let a 3-time Indy 500 winner and current national driving champion tell you why he asks for Pennzoil Motor Oil. Hi, I'm Johnny Rutherford. We use Pennzoil in the race car for top engine protection at high speeds. But in my own car, I want engine protection plus good gas mileage. That's why I'm more of a Pennzoil fan now than ever. Because Pennzoil does save gasoline. You see, Pennzoil engineers have made it even more slippery. This means there's less friction where engine metal meets engine metal. So the engine runs easier. And the easier an engine runs, the less gasoline it drinks up. Johnny Rutherford knows. Gas-saving Pennzoil. There's quality in every extra mile. Available in 10W30 and 10W40.
America has asked for Pennzoil since America learned to drive. Pennzoil, we ask for motor oil. Pennzoil.
NBC Radio Sports is presenting a classic World Series broadcast. Game 5 of 1962, featuring superstars Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, Willie Mays, and Willie McCovey.
Ralph Terry will be the leadoff man here in the bottom of the 8th inning for the Yankees. He'll be followed by Kubek and then Bobby Richardson.
George, the second time in this ball game that Terry's been leading off, so Sanford is doing quite a job of getting the key man, the 8th man, that Yankee lineup, because they'd like to see the pitcher lead off. The Giants would.
Ralph has been to the plate twice. He struck out both times. Here's a fastball in tight. 1 ball, no strike. A 2-2 ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning as Sanford and Terry are dueling again. Jack checks the sign. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Strike. He got the fastball right down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees have never been out in front in this ball game. Twice the Giants have taken the lead. Twice the Yankees have tied it. Here's a strike. Fastball at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ralph Terry. Tony Kubek, the shortstop, is waiting in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. Curveball. He fouls it back. 1-2 to Terry. New baseball put into play by Al Barlick, the plate umpire. Sanford rubbing it up. Terry down on the end of the bat, waiting. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Curveball. He struck him out. Ralph Terry goes down swinging. That's strikeout number 10 for Jack Sanford. There's 1 away, and the batter will be Tony Kubek. Tony singled in the first inning, hopped to the shortstop in the third, and struck out in the fifth. Kubek, a tall left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. Ball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Davenport at third base is playing in close, and he is near the bag as Tony hits a lot of balls down the third baseline. He's playing him much as he would a right-handed batter. There's one outside. 2-0 to Kubek. The Giants have 2 runs on 6 hits. They've made 2 errors. The Yankees have 2 runs on 3 hits, and they have no errors. Yankees have not driven in a run. 1 scored on a wild pitch, 1 on a fastball. Here's a liner to right field, a solid base hit for Kubek. Quick throw back in by Alou to first base. Almost caught McCovey by surprise. Tony Kubek swinging on the 2-0 pitch, lined it hard into right field. That's hit number 4 for the Yankees. There's a runner at first base with 1 out, and the batter will be Bobby Richardson. Bobby's 1 for 3 today. Safe on an error in the first inning. Popped up in the third and singled in the 6th. Davenport playing in close at third. Not going to give Bobby a chance to beat out a bunt in this spot. Sanford checks his runner. Makes a quick throw to first. Kubek back in time. Don Larson and Stu Miller, a couple of right-handers, are throwing in the bullpen for the Giants. Sanford gets that. Here's the pitch. Here's a liner to left. It's in there. A solid hit for Bobby Richardson. Alou plays it on the first hop and throws it back in. So the Yankees are threatening. A liner to right by Kubek, and then Bobby Richardson lined one hard to left field, putting runners at first and second with 1 out. And Al Dark, the manager, has moved out of the dugout on his way to the mound. He has Don Larson, a big right-hander, and Stu Miller, a right-hander, throwing in the bullpen, Joe.
He's starting him in a hurry, too, George. Right now, he's just getting an opinion from his catcher to let Sanford in the ball game. On the base hit of Kubek, Sanford got behind Kubek, 2 balls and no strikes, and challenged him with the fastball. And you can certainly see here, George, the big break that the Giants got. And, of course, they worked it that way. It's just quick pitching where Terry leading off, they got him on strikes, and the Yankees have had to play station-to-station baseball since there is 1 out here, although Kubek and Richardson have come through.
Well, Tommy Tresh, the batter, he's had a double today in 2 official trips. Here's the pitch. Ball down low. 1 ball or no strike. Bobby Richardson on at first base. Tony Kubek at second with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, and it's all tied at 2-2. Sanford checks his runners. The pitch to Tresh. He swings a long belt. This is well hit into deep right field. Going, it's gone. A home run. Has just slammed one into the lower deck in deep right field. 3 big runs coming in, and it's a 5-2 ball game, Joe.
And it looks like Stu Miller will be brought in out of the bullpen. Alvin Dyke went out and made the move right away, and bringing in Stu Miller out of the bullpen. Sanford will have to leave. Stu Miller making his way in from the left field bullpen as the Yankees have taken the lead here, 5-2. Sanford struck out 10 men. He got carried to open the inning, and then Kubek on a 2-ball, no-strike count, singled into right field. Richardson then singled to left field, and then Tresh, after taking the pitch outside, hit a low fastball into the right field seats, and that's the 3 big runs. Sanford just standing off to the side, holding the baseball, waiting for his relief pitcher to come in. Looking down to the 9th inning for the Giants, it'll be McCovey, Philippe Ballou, and Tom Haller. And it'll be up to Stu Miller, the relief pitcher here, to hold these Yankees from scoring any more runs. They lead by 3 on a home run by Tom Tresh. Sanford gives the ball to Miller. He'll get a tremendous hand.
Getting a tremendous round of applause as he leaves the mound, and it is a well-deserved round of applause because this fellow has been a tremendous pitcher in this World Series. He seemed to be laboring a little here in the last couple of innings. He gave up a couple of hard singles after the first batter had been retired here in the 8th inning to Kubek and Richardson, and then Tommy Tresh picked on a low fastball and drove it deep into the lower deck in right field, and the Giants trailing the Yankees for the first time in this ball game. It's a 5-2 game. Stu Miller, a right-hander, coming on to do the pitching. Stu will pitch much as Ralph Terry does, except he will throw more slow pitches. As Joe has told you many times, he throws slow, and then slower. So on the scoreboard, the Yankees have 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Giants have 2 runs on 6 hits, and they've made 2 errors. Mickey Mantle will be the first batter to face Stu Miller, and then Roger Maris. The Giants went out in front in the 3rd inning, 1-0. The Yankees tied it in the 4th, 1-1. And the Giants moved in front on Pagan's home run in the 5th. And the Yankees tied it in the 6th, 2-2, and that's the way the score stood until Tommy Tresh slammed one into the right field seats with 2 on here in the 8th inning. Now we're ready to go. Miller completes his warm-up toss. Mickey Mantle steps in. Mickey's 0 for 2 officially in this ball game. Safe on an error in the 1st inning, walked in the 4th, and bounced to the second baseman in the 6th inning. Miller into the windup, and here's the pitch to Mantle. Ball, it's down low. 1 ball and a strike. Tommy Tresh's home run was his 2nd hit in this game. He had a double back in the 4th inning. There's a curve up high. 2-0 to Mantle. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's 1 out with no one on. The Yankees have taken a 5-2 lead. Mickey Mantle standing in with a ball 2 and a no-strike count. The pitch, he swings and hits the bouncer to second. Chuck Hiller has it. He's going to throw to first. He held it for just a moment and flipped it over to McCovey. There's 2 down, and the batter will be Roger Maris. Dodge is 0 for 3 in this game. He flied to left field in the 1st, bounced to the first baseman in the 4th, and bounced to Hiller at second base in the 6th inning. Miller gets ready. Here's the pitch to Maris. Curveball down low. 1 ball and no strike. 5-2, the Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning here in the 5th game of the 1962 World Series. Tomorrow's an off day. On Friday, game number 6 will be played at Candlestick Park in San Francisco. And game number 7 will be played on Saturday if necessary. Here's one inside, just off the corner. Ball 2 and no strike.
George, just checking my score sheet. The first 3 hitters in the Yankee lineup got all the hits off Jack Sanford.
Haven't checked that, Joe. Miller gets ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Inside, a slow curveball breaking down and in. Ball 3 and no strike. Well, if you want to pick out a ball player that's having quite a series, Joe, how about this Tommy Tresh? He's been a key man for the Yankees every day.
Today with the double and scored in the 4th, and the 8th with the home run. He's leading in base hits.
There's the 3-0 pitch to Maris. He swings and fouls it back. 3-1 to Raj. Stu Miller pitching in relief of Jack Sanford, who started this game for the Giants. Stu taking a little time as he looks in. Here's the pitch to Maris. He swings and misses. That was the change of pace. Raj thought he had it timed. Still wasn't there, Joe.
And you'll do that against this Miller. Tresh has 8 base hits and Pagan has 7. 2 leaders. A little bit of a surprise.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. A ground ball foul down the first baseline. Still 3-2. Ralph Terry started this inning by striking out. Kubek then singled to right field. Bobby Richardson lined a single to left. Tom Tresh hit a 1-0 pitch into the right field seats for a 3-run homer. That brought on Mickey Mantle batting against Stu Miller, and Mantle bounced to the second baseman. Now Roger Maris batting with a ball 3 and a strike 2 count. Miller into the windup. Here it is. Down low, he walked him. Maris draws a walk. So the Yankees have a runner at first base with 2 outs, and the batter will be Elston Howard.
Howard in Candlestick Park just made up his mind that he was going to wait and kind of hit flat-footed and hit the ball into right field, and it was a bad curveball, but he singled against Miller in San Francisco as he went to the opposite field, which is the way hitters like to bat against Miller if they can. Sometimes you just can't hold that bat back long enough.
Kelly is 0 for 3 in this game. Struck out twice and bounced to the shortstop against Sanford. Here's the first pitch. Curve down low. 1 ball, no strikes. 5-2, the Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Roger Maris is on at first base with 2 outs. The Yankees have scored 3 times here in the 8th inning. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss on a curve. 1 ball, 1 strike. Miller gets set. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ball down low. Stu coming in with the fastball too low. Ball 2 and strike 1. Well, the sun completely gone here at Yankee Stadium. Cloudy and overcast right now. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Outside. Trying to get the corner with a fastball. 3-1 to Howard. Kelly is checking with Crossetti at third base. No doubt the hit sign is on if he likes this pitch. Roger Maris at first base with 2 outs. The pitch to Howard. He swings and fouls it back. This one's on the screen. 3-2 to Ellie. That means that Maris at first base will be moving on this pitch. 3-2 and 2 outs. Miller gets set. Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball into center field. Mays coming on. He's there. Makes the catch. Elston Howard flies to center. The Yankees pick up 3 runs on 3 hits. No errors, 1 man left. And the score at the end of 8. The Yankees 5 and the Giants 2.
We'll be back with more exciting action from the 5th game of the 1962 World Series after this.
The Bell System presents Miss Ella Fitzgerald.
Talk to the children. Talk to the children. Share a little secret. Share a little laugh. Growing up so far away. Growing up so fast. Talk to the children. Reach out and touch someone.
Grandma calling. Baby sure cried so loud. I forgot my two-wheeler. Miss you.
Talk to the children. Staying close is easy and it feels so good. Talk to the children. Reach out and touch someone. Wherever you are, you're never too far from little people who want to hear you. Reach out and touch someone. Reach out, call up and just say.
And now, more action from Game 5 of the 1962 World Series.
Well, it's the top of the ninth inning, and the Yankees are out in front by a score of 5-2. It'll be Willie McCovey to lead off for San Francisco. He'll be followed by Felipe Alou and then Tom Haller. McCovey's 0 for 3. Struck out in the second inning, bounced to the second baseman in the fourth, and flied to right field in the sixth inning. Two left-handers throwing in the bullpen for the Yankees, Luis Arroyo and Bud Dalek. Willie McCovey, a big left-handed batter, waiting on Ralph Terry. Here's the first pitch. Fastball. He foul tips it out of the mid of Howard. One strike. Well, the Yankees broke a 2-2 tie in the bottom of the eighth inning, picking up 3 runs on a homer by Tommy Tresh with 2 mates aboard. The hits are all even, 6 apiece. The Giants have made 2 errors. Here's a curve hit hard up the middle into center field. Willie McCovey slammed a ground ball into center field. And the Giants have a runner at first base with no one out. The batter, Felipe Alou, the left fielder. Felipe's had a double and a single in 3 trips today. Terry checks his runner. Here's the pitch. Strike. Fastball around the knees. The Yankees 5, the Giants 2. We're in the ninth inning. The Giants have a runner at first base with no one out. Felipe Alou waiting on Ralph Terry. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Fastball. He swings and misses. Strike 2. Skowron is playing about a step or 2 behind McCovey at first base. They do not figure McCovey to be running, but he doesn't want to give him a big jump either, so he could break up the double play. Here's the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out. Terry threw the fastball by Alou. Strikeout number 7 for Ralph. In case you missed the attendance today, it's 63,165. 63,165. Here's Tom Haller, the catcher. Tommy's 0 for 3 in this ball game. Terry gets set. The pitch. Strike. He got a slow curveball over. A 1-strike count to Haller. Skowron has moved back a step or 2 farther with a left-handed batter than he did against the right-hander, Alou. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Fastball. It's inside. 1-1 to Haller.
George, Ed Bailey has come out of the Giants bullpen. He's come into the bench, so he'll probably be the pinch hitter for Pagan.
Terry taking the long look in. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball down low. He got this one over the plate, but too low. Ball 2 and strike 1. Haller wants to have a look at the baseball. Al Barlick hollers out to Terry, who tosses it in. McCovey opened this inning with a single to center field. Alou then struck out. Now Haller, the catcher, batting with a ball 2 and a strike 1 count. The Yankees lead by 3 here in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. He gets the fastball over. Haller might have been looking for the curve. He was not ready as Terry blazed the fastball by him. The count is even at 2-2. Ralph gets set. Here's the pitch. Curve. It's up high. 3-2 to Haller. Skowron at first base is playing close to McCovey. Then as Terry delivers the ball, he races back about 4 or 5 steps. He wants all the protection he can get against the left-handed batter. 3-2 to Tom Haller. Terry gets set. Here's the pitch. Foul ball. This one coming back in the press box. Still 3-2.
He's just matching his strength against Haller's strength now. He doesn't want to walk him and get that tying run up at the plate. Ed Bailey has already come out, a left-handed pull hitter. And so with a 3-2 count, Terry reared back and fired the fastball strike. He was a bit disgusted when he missed with the 2-2 curveball and ran the count full.
Tom Haller, a big left-handed batter, waiting. Terry gets set. Here's the pitch. Fly ball hit into center field. Mantle have a long way to go. He's racing. He can't get it. It gets by him. Haller on his way to second. McCovey is being waved in. Here's the throw. It's going to be held up.
That can really change it because they're away from that double play situation. That's a big base hit by Tom Haller, and Pagan, who's been a tough hitter, can hit now.
Joe, that ball was hit into almost straightaway center field, but Mantle was playing far over into right center, playing Haller to pull all the way. He made a long run after, but he couldn't get it. A 2-base hit for Haller. McCovey comes in to score it 5-3. Here's José Pagán. He swings and misses on a curveball. 1 strike to Pagan. 5-3, the Yankees lead. The Giants have a runner at second base with 1 out. Terry got the ball on the outside part of the plate to Haller. Kept him from pulling it, but Mantle was playing far over into right center. He had no chance to get it. Here's the pitch. Curve, it's in the dirt. Nice pickup by Elston Howard. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pagan out of the box for a moment, taking a little time before he gets back in. The Giants have worked the tying run to the plate. Here's the 1-1 pitch. A ground ball to the shortstop. Kubek has it. Here's the flip to first. He's out. Pagan goes out. Short to first. And Joe, you hit it right on the button when they got out of the double play because there was a tailor-made double play ground ball right there.
It's a big base that Haller picked up. It looked like a high fly ball when it started out, George, but you knew it was going to be trouble for Mantle because he was way over in right center. In fact, he's in the same spot right now for Ed Bailey, who's coming up as a pinch hitter, as he was for Haller. And you measure it by the 407-foot mark. He's just a little bit to the left of the marker as we look out.
Ed Bailey will come on to bat for Miller here in the 9th inning. He represents the last hope for the Giants unless he can get on.
Of course, Bailey's up there to do one thing. Howard knows that. Terry knows it. Everybody knows it. He wants to hit it as far and as hard as he possibly can. He's the tying run. He's got to go for the long ball.
The Yankees lead by 2 here in the 9th inning. The Giants have a runner at second base with 2 outs. Ed Bailey, a big left-handed batter. Here's the pitch. He swings and bounces it foul down the first baseline. 1 strike to Bailey. Ed had a home run in the ball game out here on Sunday against Stafford in the 9th inning. A 1-strike count as Terry taking a lot of time here in the 9th inning. He is 1 out away from his first World Series victory. leadoff looks in, and as he gets ready, Bailey steps out. Giants have out-hit the Yankees 8-6, but they trail 5-3. Here's the pitch. Ball, it's down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I believe Bailey wants to have a look at the ball. Al Barlick signaling to Ralph Terry. He's going to put a new one into play. McCovey opened this inning with a single. Pete Ballou struck out. Tom Haller doubled to center, driving in McCovey. And Pagan bounced to the shortstop for out number 2. Now Ed Bailey, the batter, with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. The pitch to Bailey. Ball inside. A ball 2 and a strike 1 count. Ralph was trying to hit the inside corner with that fastball. Got it a little bit too close to Bailey. Gets set again. The pitch. Slow curve. He hits it deep to right. Maris going back. He's there, and he's got it. Bailey lined the ball hard to right field. 1 run on 2 hits in the inning. No errors. 1 man left. The final score of the game, the Yankees 5. The Giants 3. Well, Joe, quite a ball game here today, and the Yankees have taken a 3-2 edge as we move on to Candlestick Park.
Yes, it was a real big ball game for these Yankees to win, and now they have Stafford and Ford ready for the 6th game. Manager Ralph Houk will announce that at the workout tomorrow. Both ball clubs working out at Candlestick. And our producer this afternoon has been Len Dillon. Our engineer has been Harry Alexander. And now this is Joe Garagiola reminding you once again that the final score today was New York Yankees 5 and the San Francisco Giants 3.